Welcome to New York City on a sunny summer afternoon. It's the start of the All-Star Weekend. Before we celebrate the current stars of baseball, we get a glimpse into the future as the best prospects in the game take the field at the big ballpark in the Bronx. This is Yankee Stadium, the house that Ruth built. It has seen scores of baseball legends during its illustrious past and so many memorable moments. Now, in its final season, it is going to showcase the future. For 10 years, the All-Star Futures game has set the platform for the next generation of baseball. A spotlight for the elite prospects in the game. So many of today's brightest stars first took their bows on this stage. Today, the future meets the past. The stars of tomorrow play on hallowed ground. The 2008 XM All-Star Futures game from Yankee Stadium. And we welcome you to the XM All-Star Futures game on a beautiful day here in New York. An opportunity to take a look at the names that you'll be hearing about in Major League Baseball in the years to come as the future All-Stars of the world take on the All-Stars from the USA. Hi, everybody. Gary Thornton along with Steve Phillips. A special twist as far as the USA team is concerned. The Olympics are coming up. Many of these names on this USA team are going to be seen wearing an Olympic uniform. A final chance for them to impress those who will make that decision. 10th year of this game, Steve. 51 players from this Futures All-Star game have shown up at the MLB All-Star game.
This is always a special event, and certainly the Olympic connection makes it that much more special. But just last year in 2007, think about how many of those young players that played in this Futures game impacted the major leagues. Giovanni Soto, starting catcher in the All-Star game for the National League. Evan Longoria, an All-Star as well, participating in the Home Run Derby on Monday. So a lot of great players played last year. We've got a lot of great future stars here as well. So some real talent on the field today.
Now, as far as the Olympics and Team USA is concerned, the decision's going to be made on that roster tonight in a hotel room here in New York. So for some of these players, it's their final chance to make an impression.
And some really spectacular players for the U.S. team here. Andrew McCutchen, former first-round pick for the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2005, a five-tool player. He can do so many things on the field to impact the game. Comparisons to Marquise Grissom, a guy who can play defense, can swing the bat, a little bit of pop, can steal bases, 24 stolen bases. And at third base, Matt Gamble, Milwaukee Brewers AA player. We heard a lot about Matt Laporta, but Gamble hitting .375 for the Huntsville team. AA for the Brewers, can really swing the bat. An outstanding offensive player, so we're going to see a lot of offense potentially in this game today.
And you mentioned Matt Laporta. I'm not sure there's a bigger name as far as renowned is concerned than Matt Laporta, and Aaron is with him right now. Aaron Andrews.
All right, Gary, thank you so much. Matt, in the days leading up to the trade for CC Sabathia, you kept hearing your name over and over, I'm sure. What was that like for you?
Well, at the time, I just thought it was a rumor and people speculating, and then it started getting closer and closer. It was like, oh, this could really go through and happen for me.
So you've been with the Indians for 4 games. I mean, what's the transition been like for you?
It's been a pretty good transition. That's a great ball club, the Akron Arrows, great manager and stuff, and get along with the guys good, and they accepted me like I've been playing with them all season.
Kind of been all over the place on the field. You played first base in college, outfield with the Brewers. What have the Indians told you?
The Indians told me to play left field for right now and take first base, you know, take balls at first base a couple times a week. So that's where we're at right now.
All right, Matt Laporta, thank you.
All right, thanks for having me.
Aaron, thanks very much. That's one of the names you'll see. Now, on the world side of things, Steve, make no mistake about it. These are players from outside the United States who are here to make a mark, an impression.
And certainly a lot of talent on the world team as well. When you build a team, you want to be strong up the middle. Well, the world team is that, but they're also young up the middle. 19 years old at shortstop. Elvis Andrews for the Texas Rangers. Picked up the Mark Teixeira deal last year from the Atlanta Braves. A five-tool guy, covers a lot of ground growing up as a player and as a person. through the minor leagues, hopefully in the major leagues very soon. And Fernando Martinez, the player the Mets would not give up in the Johan Santana deal. He's playing center field today, a guy they project to be the center fielder of the future in New York. Covers a lot of ground from gap to gap and can really swing the bat. So two 19-year-olds, the centerpiece for the world team today.
And most of them have never been to Yankee Stadium before, so if you don't think their hearts are aflutter, just hang on. 10th edition XM All-Star Futures Game coming up next. First pitch from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx.
This banana split blast is really good.
Yeah, and it's a good thing because you are driving me.
Cup?
No, that's not a real saying.
Okay.
What's the thing that makes up the blast? What's in the blast?
The strawberries, cherries.
No, you're not driving me cherries. You're not driving me strawberries. You're driving me
to the movies.
Banana Split Blast. New at Sonic. All the deliciousness of a classic banana split blended together so you can enjoy it on the go. Grab one tonight because Sonic's open till midnight or later and is even sweeter after dark.
Watch the computers. Come on, guys. The island's big enough for all of us. That's it. Truce.
Need new technology? Get the HP LaserJet multifunction printer with a manufacturer's speed rating of up to 24 pages per minute. For the latest in HP printers, visit cdw.com.
At Samuel Adams, every once in a while the brewers get scared when I think, I wonder if we can do this. Oh, no! What now? What are we going to have to do now?
That's kind of the challenge, is developing different flavors that people haven't tasted before.
Yeah, when you're a small independent brewer, you can do whatever you want.
It's an incredible amount of freedom, and that's what makes this job great, is our passion for creating things that no one's ever tasted before.
Sam Adams, we make the finest beer we can. Just one great beer after another. First day that I was here, they gave me a six-pack of beer to take home, and I've been back every day since.
What goes around comes around. Every time you buy quality products at Citgo, you help keep people in the neighborhood working. Because every Citgo station is locally owned, so you help keep our quality of life working too. Your locally owned Citgo, there at every turn.
XM All-Star Futures Game is brought to you by XM. 170 channels to find what turns you on, including MLB on XM, every team, every game. And in part by Sonic. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. And CDW, the right technology right away.
Beautiful sight, the new and the old. We're talking about the stadiums as well as the players you're going to be seeing here in New York this weekend. The new Yankee Stadium going up directly across the street, already being referred to as the Taj Mahal of New York. It is some impressive structure and some impressive players that you're going to see, as the U.S. will be the home team taking on the world team being managed by Tino Martinez, the former great New York Yankee player. Let's take a look at the lineup for this world team. Ivan DeJesus of the Dodgers, Double-A, leading it off. His dad was a Major League Baseball player. Elvis Andrus, 19 years old. He is at short. He'll be batting second. Wilkin Ramirez will play in left field. This is a guy with a lot of power for the Tigers. Pablo Sandoval, he'll be doing the catching. He is with the Giants Double-A ball club. Luke Hughes will get the start at third base. He had an amazing April at the plate, one of the best starts in all of the minors. Scott Campbell, he'll be getting the start. He is a New Zealander. He'll be the designated hitter. In center field, it'll be Fernando Martinez. Martinez, Double-A ball for the Mets. Doing the catching, Wellington Castillo. Tremendous Double-A man behind the plate defensively. And Gorgas Hernandez, another name we'll be talking a lot about. Edgar Renteria is the one he's most compared to. Let's take a look at the starting pitcher for the USA All-Star Futures.
Now, 24-year-old left-hander Richard Clayton for the Chicago White Sox organization. Playing at the AAA level right now. Got moved up from Double-A. Signed out of the University of Michigan, where he actually was a quarterback there. Redshirted his freshman year, played a little bit as a sophomore, and then decided, you know what, I they got some pretty good other quarterbacks. Let me commit to baseball, and it has worked out very well for him.
And we are ready to go. Now this is going to be a 9-inning ball game. Left-hander delivers, and that'll be taken down low. That 9 innings is a change from what we have had in the past to give these players a little better look-see, and for you a chance to see him. De Jesus will take that one for a strike. He is from Puerto Rico, a second-round pick, and his dad, a long-time major leaguer, Von De Jesus. That one's going to be taken into left field, and he's got a base hit. How fast you think his heart is beating? You'd probably like to call for the baseball, but doesn't dare to. Leadoff single.
Well, Dad's in the stands a little bit as well, and get a chance to take a look at the defense that's out there today for the U.S. team. And awful lot of talent on this club. They cover a lot of ground on the outfield. And Dexter Fowler in center field, a lot of speed there. And Matt Laporta, the name we talked about, Aaron talked to him at the beginning of the show as well, playing first base. So remember, this U.S. team, from this group of players, some of them will be part of our team going to Beijing in the Olympics.
Elvis Andrus stands in, and a ground ball towards second base. Played Pennington to Donald over to first. That'll go wild and into the photographer's well, and the runner will take second base as it ends up going out of play. So a fielder's choice for Andrus. They get De Jesus on the put out at second base, and the error on the throw will put the runner down at second.
Now, Jason Donald just got his shoulder closed a little bit, but the ball sails on him, gets away from Matt Laporta, and just tried to rush it some. Got a good feed on the double play, and the ball just kind of tailed away. Didn't stay on top of it enough. And geez, come on! I know I'm trying to show off and make some plays out here.
Not what he wanted. The pitch will be taken inside by Wilkin Ramirez. Ramirez has moved his way up from Double-A ball to the Toledo Mud Hens, where he's played the last 11 games this season. Runner going to third, stolen base, no throw made as Andrus got a real good jump. Clayton Richard, you can imagine these players just trying to get themselves settled in for this game, Steve. Some of the things they normally do, like looking a runner back, don't happen. Runner on at third base now with only one away, and that will be taken inside by Ramirez.
Well, meeting with the world coaching staff before the game yesterday, Tino Martinez, the manager of the team, they talked about they don't have a lot of power on this roster, but they've got a lot of speed, so they're going to run.
That will be taken on the outside corner. Ramirez combined numbers this season. He's hitting .280, 14 home runs with 45 RBIs. He has struck out 102 times, an ongoing problem in the minors for him, with 32 walks. Cues that one off the end of the bat and fouls it off, and a 3-ball, 2-strike count. There's a face familiar to Yankee Stadium.
Well, I tell you, he took it as such an honor to be asked to manage the world team in this game, and was taking it very seriously, running the meeting with his coaching staff, trying to get through the rosters and who's going to play.
Pitch is taken inside and a walk. So for Clayton Richard, the starting pitcher now, the corners are covered with only one away, and Sandoval, the cleanup batter, coming up.
And for Richard, I mean, command is a part of his game. I mean, he throws strikes. So early on here, maybe a little bit overwhelmed by the scenery and the environment of being at Yankee Stadium and not watching the runner at second base, giving up the stolen base, and now a base on balls.
Richard also has worked his way up, Double-A, Triple-A. He's got a 12-6 mark with a 2.44 ERA. As you take a look at Pablo Sandoval, the 21-year-old who was signed as a free agent, he has got power. Sandoval will take the pitch outside for a ball. Can you imagine what one of these futures stars would do if he hits one out at Yankee Stadium?
Boy, what a dream come true. I mean, for all these players talking to him, just playing at Yankee Stadium, a real plus.
Sandoval up the middle, hit the pitcher's glove. Donald will make the play. Good pivot, not in time, as Pennington barehanded that one. A run will score, and the world will take a 1-0 lead. Andrus crosses the plate. Sandoval will get the RBI in the fielder's choice.
Well, Richard got his glove on the ball, went back up the middle, and slowed it down just enough for Jason Donald to be able to get it. You see, he hits the glove there. Donald able to get it, get the flip there, and a heads-up play by Pennington trying to turn two. Good pick at first base by Laporta as well, and well played all around.
So that stolen base ended up mattering here as a run is scored. Here's Luke Hughes. Hughes lifts that one to center field. Fowler going back has a beat on it and will haul it in for the out. So a run in on a hit with a base runner left on as the world gets on the board. A 1-0 lead. We'll take a look at the USA lineup when we come back.
MLB XM.
All this nonconformity just makes me want to break things. I just pretended that belonged to Brian Deegan.
X Games 14 starts July 31st.
Renew your skin with the Schick Quattro Titanium Trimmer. 4 blades with titanium stay sharp to reduce irritation. An edging blade adds precision, and a built-in trimmer makes it easy to maintain your look. Schick Quattro Titanium Trimmer. Free your skin.
Tonight, our Earth is shaped by oceans of air, powered by an unstoppable engine, carved by mountains of ice, and constantly transformed by molten lava. For 3 nights, the planet's most powerful elements join forces for one epic series. Earth, the Biography, premieres tonight at 9 on National Geographic, Channel 108.
Dave's house for a week. With his cousin, Alex.
I hope he's cool.
Hi, I'm Alex.
Why, hello, Alex.
You can never have too much good stuff. AM, PM, too much good stuff. Get the new bigger double cheeseburger, just $1.59.
What a beautiful day here at Yankee Stadium. The World getting on the board as they have the 1-0 lead. Pablo Sandoval picking up the RBI. For the USA All-Stars of the future. Let's take a look at the lineup that they'll have, and it's got a lot of names, as we said, that you're going to see around the Olympic team, with some final choices to be made based on what happens here today. Leading it off will be Andrew McCutchen. He will be in left field. He's with the Pirates and 11th overall in the selection process. Cliff Pennington makes the start at second base. Some injuries have held him back for a while. That pitch to McCutchen, the left fielder, is taken outside for a ball. We'll get the rest of the lineup here in a moment. Chris Carrasco, the 21-year-old on the mound, the right-hander. That pitch is going to be delivered down low. Carrasco with the Phillies Double-A team in Reading.
And their best minor league prospect, best prospect since Cole Hamels came through the organization there.
That'll be fouled off the end of the bat. The 2-ball, 1-strike count on Andrew McCutchen.
Carrasco's a name that's been brought up a lot as the Phillies look for starting pitching to help them at the major league level. When they're shopping around, the name that they're getting asked for in return is Carlos Carrasco. Outstanding stuff. Nothing straight. A lot of movement on his pitches.
That one breaks the bat, popped it up towards first base. Sandoval is there and will put it away. Andrew McCutchen is retired, and there is one down. These hitters anxious. They see anything that looks like a strike, they are ready to go after it. That's why you're seeing so many early swings here in these lineups. These kids did not come here to draw walks.
No, you don't want to come to Yankee Stadium and play in an all-star futures game and draw a couple walks for yourself, and would help to work the count, because sometimes the first strike isn't the best strike, though.
Cliff Pennington will take that one for a strike. For Pennington this season, 24-year-old, first-round selection in 05. He too has moved up to 2 ball clubs. His totals in the Pacific Coast League and the Texas League, hitting .269 with a couple of homers, 29 RBIs. He's drawn 72 walks and struck out only 59 times. So kind of prototype numbers for a number 2 hitter.
Well, and from the Oakland A's organization, that's kind of their what they look for, is those guys with plate discipline. Former first-round pick out of Texas A&M University, 2005 by Oakland.
1-2 delivered to Pennington is way outside. Carrasco missing on that one, and the count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. For Carrasco, 5-7. He's worked 99 innings, 99 hits, 91 strikeouts, and a 4.09 ERA.
A lot of nines in there.
You might want to go to the lotto on that one. 2-2 delivery by Carrasco. Check swing, and he went around on it. John Tumpane, the umpire at home plate, making the call, and there are 2 down.
Number 17. I talk about Carlos Carrasco. Outstanding stuff. Great secondary stuff that the scouts like. The fastball gets out there with a lot of movement, but the 91 strikeouts comes on a very good curveball and a pretty good developing slider.
Signed out of a tryout camp in Venezuela in 2003, as a number of these players have been signed out of those kinds of tryout camps. Pitch is taken away. Matthew Gamal, who is in the number 3 hole in the lineup, only 22 years old. You will note the players will be wearing the caps of their major league affiliates during the course of this ball game. Gamal has some outstanding power in the Southern League, leading almost every offensive category this season.
Hitting .375 on the season, putting up big numbers, and a guy that has been able to swing the bat, but last year had a good offensive season, but 53 errors in 128 games at third base. So the defense is developing.
And the walk will be surrendered on 4 consecutive out of the strike zone by Carrasco with 2 down. Gamal is on. D'Antonio is batting in the cleanup spot, and there are the caps you see of the major league teams. We thought it somewhat interesting that the manager of the U.S. team, who's going to be going to the Olympics, Davey Johnson, former major league manager, what cap would you think he would be wearing? We'll let you guess on that, and then we'll show it to you, as it might be a surprise, especially to people around New York. The designated hitter, Jamie D'Antonio, with a runner on at first base. D'Antonio hitting .375 will take the pitch up high for a ball. In the Pacific Coast League, 15 home runs and 61 RBIs. Castillo a visit to the mound.
He's a doubles machine. Had 43 doubles last year, 31 already this year. We talk about at age 26, not the prototypical all-star futures player, the young developing guy with prospects. Been at the AAA level for a couple years, a productive offensive player, but part of this game because Team USA is going to select from a pool of 60, and all of these players in this game from USA eligible for the U.S. Olympic team.
That is taken inside for a ball and a 2-0 count. Carrasco got the first couple of outs relatively easily. He's fallen behind now 6 in a row out of the strike zone. Look at the numbers. The Pacific Coast League, you're hitting .375 in your second. Yikes. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Swung out and missed. Just challenged him with a heater right there, 2-1.
A big swing right there. You can see where he has some power, but it is a long swing at times, which could lead to some swings and misses. But when he runs into one, he can hit it a long way. And a veteran offensive player, as the USA starts to put together their potential Olympic team, you have to think he's going to be a strong consideration.
2-1 delivery on the way to him, way inside. Ball gets away. Runner will stay at first, though, as Castillo initially caught that, so the runner held on, and Gamal stays at the bag. Davey Johnson is wearing a New York Mets cap, the team he managed to a world championship back in 1986. It is the first time he has put that cap on again since '86. And he said today, I just thought it was appropriate being back here in New York. How about that? A lot of people would have said he wouldn't do that.
Mets fans really love Davey Johnson.
Swung on, and that'll make it full, 3-2.
In these games, sometimes it's a great barometer from scouts and from front office for your players. This is a different environment. This is part of development, to be able to read your player. It's one thing to see him in their minor league games, but to see him in a big stadium, this sort of a setting, on television, see who tries too hard, see who's able to let the game come to him.
D'Antonio foul tipped that one. Castillo's able to hang on to it, and that'll do it. Carrasco striking out a couple. 1 left on. We've completed 1, and it's the world on top in our XM All-Star Futures game.
For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
Whoa, I didn't see that coming.
It's a crunchy hot wing with no sauce.
But it's still got all the kick.
Sauceless and crunchy, it's amazing.
In a split second, everything that I knew about hot wings has changed. In this new wing world, anything is possible.
Will you go out with me?
Yes.
Didn't see that coming.
Crunchy on the outside, spicy on the inside. The sauceless hot wing is at KFC. Come in today and get 20 for $9.99 or try 6 wings for just $2.99. Life tastes better with KFC.
じゃない？レッドソックスの。
撮ってもらっていいですか？ちょっと待って、デビッド・オーティス？ちょっとみんな、ビッグパピやろ？ビッグパピ。You know Big Papi.
It's that authentic. New era, official on-field cap of Major League Baseball.
And we welcome you back to Yankee Stadium. We were talking about the skipper, and Aaron Andrews is with him right now. The world on top here. Let's go to Aaron.
That's right, Gary. Thanks so much. Just talking a little bit about the Olympic team. I mean, what is it like for you that you'll be able to coach it over in Beijing?
Oh, it's a great honor. You know, to represent the U.S. over in the Olympics, dream come true. You know, I can't wait to get over there. You know, we're in the process of seeing who's going to make our team, so it's exciting for me right now, too.
Yeah, great showcase for these players. What are you looking for as you make out the roster?
Great hitting, pitching, defense, all the things about, yeah. And makeup, you know, there's a lot of great guys here. They all have had great years, so it's just fun seeing them play.
Gary Thorne and Steve Phillips were just talking about the fact it's the first time you've put on a Mets hat since '86, except for golf tournaments you mentioned. What went into that decision today?
Oh, it's, you know, it's a great honor to wear the Mets hat. I have nothing but, you know, great memories from being a Met, you know, and it looks like they're coming around. I think they're going to win their division, so that's good.
We still got a lot of time left. Come on now, you know that.
8 in a row or something, you know, they're hot. They're going to win today, too, so, you know, I feel good for them.
9 maybe if you watch Sunday Night Baseball tonight. Shameless plug. Davey, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys.
Aaron, thank you. And Davey, talking with us before the game, was talking about how the world caliber of play has picked up so much, so he's not kidding when he says I'm looking for pitching, hitting, defense, speed.
Well, the team in Japan, they're sending major league players. Each of the 12 teams are sending their 2 best players to put together the Japanese club.
And a nice running catch as McCutchen comes on to get it, and Carlos Campbell, the designated hitter, is out of there. We'll have a new pitcher every inning. Trevor Cahill with the A's is the youngest member of this USA team.
Now, 20-year-old right-handed. Take a look at those numbers. 61 hits in 108 innings, 122 strikeouts. This kid has exceptional stuff. Very bright. Had committed to Dartmouth. So you got to like he has the physical presence and the smarts to be effective.
Fernando Martinez stands in. Fernando Martinez in the Mets organization. He has worked his way up through 2 levels so far this season. He played in the Gulf Coast Mets organization and now with Binghamton. And combined, he has hit .303 with 4 homers, 21 RBIs. 12 walks on the season. He goes after it, and he's got himself a base hit. So Martinez on for the world team with their second hit. That one with 1 away.
Now the Mets' #1 prospect, a guy that they would not put in the Johan Santana deal, as the Minnesota Twins certainly had interest in him. And I had a chance to shake his hand before the game. His paws are huge. I mean, and he's not the biggest kid in the world. I mean, you know, 6'1", 6'2", but just strong hands. And, you know, just 19 years old, still developing his entire game, growing up physically as well as mentally and emotionally throughout the minor league system.
And these youngsters who can run, if they get a chance in this game, are going to do that. So they'll be keeping an eye on him at first base as Wellington Castillo stands in. He is doing the catching out of the Cubs organization. He has moved up from the Florida State lead and the Southern League this season, where he's now playing. .291 average, 4 homers, 27 RBIs, and the throw over to first base to get him back.
Fernando Martinez, you know, the top Mets prospect, but at 19 years old at the AA level, you know, that's jumping some levels in development and, you know, having to kind of do some things on the fly.
Grounded foul. He's got 4 stolen bases, 4 out of 5 combined with the 2 teams he's played, 2 levels he's played at this year.
Well, a lot of times every organization, when you have young Dominican, Venezuelan kids from the Caribbean, you need to teach them English. Well, a lot of times you do that in extended spring training programs, but when a player's at AA, you don't have the resources. So he has a professor in Binghamton, New York, teaching him English at the stadium on given days. So, you know, the organization putting the structure together to allow the young man to start to learn the language, which will allow him to continue his growth and development as a player.
He's on at first base with a count at 2-1, 1 away. Castillo will chop that one down the third base line, and that one's going to go foul.
You know, one of the things I found in watching players develop, I was the farm director of the Mets organization for 4 years, the assistant farm director for a couple years. It seems to me that those kids from the Dominican Venezuela who adapt to learning the language more quickly, that have the aptitude for that, also seem to have the aptitude on the field to pick up the game more, to make adjustments, to learn, to grow. So it's interesting to see a young guy really committed to learning the language, understanding the impact he can have on his career.
2-2 delivery, and did he go around? They check it first, and yes, he did. Tyler Funneman, who's the first base umpire, making the call on that one, and Castillo, the catcher, will go down swinging, 2 away, leaving Martinez on at first base.
Well, we have AA umpires out there, and just goes beyond the plate with the bat head, and they get the call. Tyler Funneman from the Texas League, first base umpire.
Trevor Cahill on the mound. He was the 07 minor league pitcher of the year, ranked number 2 in the A's organization by Baseball America, second round pick, and working at AA for the A's and getting his inning in of work here. For the pitchers, it's really tough because you're only going to get 1 inning to show what you got. Vargas Hernandez on a big cut and didn't catch up to it. He is at the high Class A with the Braves organization, and he is a name that if the scouts are right, you're going to hear a lot more of.
Now came over was Jair Jurgens from the Detroit Tigers for Edgar Renteria. Big deal in the offseason.
Runner on at first base, catches the outside corner with it, and a 2-strike count. 1-0, World on top, second inning.
Now Hernandez, a guy with some speed and some pop in his bat. You see the 4 home runs, and you know scouts don't worry about home run numbers early on. You want hitters to be gap to gap hitters, work on doubles. The power home run numbers will come.
In the Midwest League, he stole 54 bases last season and was the league's fastest player, and also voted the MVP of the Midwest League last year. Well, that's the kind of stuff that'll gather people's attention. Hernandez with a 1-ball 2-strike count. At first base, Martinez, and a throw over to get him back. For Hernandez this year in the Carolina League with the Myrtle Beach Pelicans, 279 average. He has 11 stolen bases and has been caught twice. Runner goes, fouled off. Martinez will come back to first.
Well, Trevor Cahill on the mound for the U.S. team from the Oakland A's organization. We talked about he had committed to Dartmouth to go to college, and obviously a very intelligent kid. And you know, baseball scouts will say, look, you want to have players that have instincts and intelligence. If you have one and not the other, you can still be successful, but the best players are the ones that have both.
Cahill's delivery is swung on, grounded down to third. That is a foul ball. Just went foul at the last minute. Gamble made a nice play on it just in case, but Martinez will go back to first base. Hernandez will come back to the plate. For Cahill, he too has worked up through 2 divisions, 9 and 4, 2.66 earned run average, 122 strikeouts in 108 innings, and only 41 walks.
Really good stuff, and ran into his agent representative yesterday, and he said how excited Trevor was to be able to participate in this game. Still such a young guy. You know, so many young players at the AA, AAA level, 20, 21 years old, and you know they're playing with guys might be 5 years, 6 years older than them.
1-2 delivery on the way, and he got him. Chased that one, so Cahill has a good inning with a couple of strikeouts in it. No runs, 1 hit, and a base runner left on. The World on top as they picked up the run in the first inning. Brian Cashman in charge of the Yankee operation, their GM. We'll talk with him when we come back.
Want to buy a box of Thin Mints?
Sure, I'll take 2 boxes.
How about 2 million?
No, 1 million.
Okay.
Wait, what? Oh, you're good.
Introducing the new Girl Scouts Thin Mint Cookie Blizzard at Dairy Queen. Creamy cool mint and real Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies.
There is a rhythm of the seasons, so we've developed styles of beer to accompany that.
We brew Oktoberfest, Winter Lager, White Ale, and right now, there's Summer Ale.
Samuel Adams Summer Ale is a flavorful wheat beer. It has a very nice spice note.
It has a little lemon zest and a historic brewing spice called Grains of Paradise.
It's citrusy.
Lemon. Flavorful, refreshing.
Wow. Sam Adams Summer Ale. It's just something about it. It's like totally reminds you of summer, you know?
All this nonconformity just makes me want to break things. I just pretended that belonged to Brian Deegan.
X Games 14 starts July 31st.
Your relationship with running has been tough lately, and today you've been thinking of calling the whole thing off. But you know that running has a very hot friend called victory. And one day, maybe, just maybe, menage a trois.
Lightweight adsorb cushioning keeps you moving fast. Try the New Balance 805, another reason to love running more.
Lower price, higher price. Which one would you prefer? With price assurance only for Morbits, if another customer books the same flight at a lower price, we'll automatically send you the difference in cash. Simple arithmetic. Orbit style.
The 08 All-Star Game, the final year of the old Yankee Stadium here in New York City. The new one under construction just across the street. We welcome you back to our XM All-Star Futures Game here on this summer day. The world leading it by a score of 1-0 as we go to the bottom half of the second inning. Brian Cashman, GM, New York Yankees, taking time to join us. One of the many baseball executive and scouts watching this game from down behind the plate. Brian, great to have you with us. Thank you so much. Appreciate you taking time to do it.
No, I'm happy to be here.
What do you look at in this game, Brian, as far as these young players are concerned?
You know, I got a scouting team here kind of backing me up, so I get just get a chance to browse the notebook they put together for me about the profiles that we have already formed on these players, and then I get a chance to see, you know, the actual players and see how they match up in a few obviously single moments over the course of this day. But it's a great opportunity for the collection of executives and scouting personnel here to see a group of the next generation, and some of these guys are certainly going to be the real deal.
Brian, last year Jabba Chamberlain participated for the U.S. team in the All-Star Futures Game, and talk about his development from where he was last year at that time to where he is right now.
You know what, I kind of always reference you have a development program, but players ultimately move themselves, and obviously in Jabba's case, he's moved, far exceeded the developmental program. His abilities just stood so much above and beyond everybody else's. So, you know, he's just an exceptional person ability-wise, and with his fastball command, the slider is probably the best in all of baseball, and obviously it's been a long, noisy road for a guy like that, because he burst on the major league scene as the bullpen, but we saw him as a starter, and transitioning back to the rotation was a lot of noise. So,
to say the least. Nate Scherholz out of the Giants organization will foul that one back, and Poland Trinidad, a left-hander out of the Astros AA club, and the Dominican Republic is now on the mound. There are the numbers for Scherholz.
Now, Brian, you have a young catcher, Jesus Montero, in this game, and just 20 years old or 19 years old. Talk about when developing a young player from Venezuela, Dominican, what has to go into the process for that development?
Well, I'm real proud of the work that Carlos Rios and his staff did when we secured the player, and obviously we stepped up to get him 2 years ago, and he's now 19 years of age, and he's a big, strong kid that profiles as a future impact bat in the big leagues, and he's a catcher right now, but he's a rather big guy at age 19, so he could eventually grow out of that position. We're gonna have to wait and see, but so far he's the biggest assessment is obviously getting him, you try to teach plate discipline and things of that nature. He seems to have that already a part of his program, which is fantastic, and but more so it's his defensive side, and he's already improved, I'd say, at least 50% from where he was as an amateur, and if he keeps improving that way and doesn't explode physically any further, then we'll have a major league frontline catcher on our hands with an offensive weapon with the bat that has power to all fields.
Love that. Here's one of the names we've been talking a lot about. This is Matthew Laporta, who's making the start at first base in this game. Big time numbers. Before we let you go, Bri, obviously a great loss for the Yankees and for all of baseball. Bobby Mercer's passing away yesterday. A comment from you?
Yeah, it was sad news yesterday, and anybody who had a chance to get to know Bobby Mercer as a player, a coworker, or just a person, I mean, he touched us all in the right way. He showed us, especially after diagnosed with the illness that he had, about how everybody should live their life, and hopefully we learn a great deal from how he approached life on a daily basis, and I certainly hope and pray that people, that side of it rubs off, because this guy shared his love and his life and with everybody, and he was such a good-hearted individual, and anybody who knew him was fortunate to have Bobby a part of their lives, and it's a great loss for the Yankees, a great loss for baseball, but more importantly for his family.
Absolutely. Brian Cashman, thank you very much. We appreciate it, and have a great second half.
Thanks for having me on.
GM of the New York Yankees, and indeed it was a great loss for all of us. This is Matt Laporta, who is up there at the plate. There'll be a lot of that going on during the All-Star festivities here at Yankee Stadium, and I'm sure during the All-Star game itself they will honor him. They had a moment of silence before this game. Laporta's ground ball off the glove at third, as Hughes could not handle that and ends up in left field. Ramirez up to get it. Laporta will be credited with a single on that, and he is on with one away.
A good at bat by Matt Laporta right there. Got kind of fooled early on a little bit of a change up, but fought off some pitches, kept himself alive, and then was able to find the hole between short and third to pick up a base hit. You know, a big part of that CC Sabathia deal. The Indians desperately needing offense. Certainly the pitching has been there, and Laporta was a guy they had really cornered in on him. He was the key to the deal getting done, and a big bat coming to the Cleveland Indians.
Now here is Dexter Fowler in the Rockies organization, playing at Double-A. Another one of the speedsters in this game, and above average in the outfield. A 14th round pick out of Milton, Georgia. Runner on at first base, and one down. World leading it by a score of 1-0. That one goes down to third. Hughes has got that. DeJesus makes the pivot, and in time to turn the double play. So no runs, one hit, no errors, and nobody left on the first double play we've had. Colin Trinidad gets out of that one in a hurry. This is what scouts keep an eye on. How well do you make that throw? How well do you make the pivot and the return throw to first? Good turn of two right there. World up 1-0.
It basically took me the whole summer. And I don't know how many times I needed to go to AutoZone, but at least now when I go, it's not on my bike.
You're fine, the next you're not. Benefits from Unum can help maintain your lifestyle if you're ever injured or ill, so you can protect the most valuable asset of all, you. Unum, better benefits at work.
For one magical night this summer, baseball history will take over New York City.
I've been waiting for this moment all my life.
Baseball's greats come for the final All-Star game ever at Yankee Stadium. The celebration begins Tuesday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
Want to remind you, the State Farm Home Run Derby live from Yankee Stadium for the first time and last time will take place tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern. Aiming at the porch, Josh Hamilton, Dan Ugla, Chase Huntley, Lance Berkman, Grady Sizemore, Ryan Braun, Evan Longoria, and Justin Morneau. The ultimate long ball competition here at Yankee Stadium. That's 8 o'clock tomorrow night for Home Run Derby. World has a 1-0 lead here. Peter Gammons coming by to join us as he does each season. Peter, always great to see you here, and we know how much time you spend looking at all these youngsters at the minor league level. What do you look for when you get a chance to see these kids playing a game like this?
It's not so much the game as I just like to spend some time with them. I like the certain characteristics. I remember the first time I ever met Grady Sizemore. I remember calling Mark Shapiro on the phone from like the first baseline and saying, "Mark, this guy's incredible. What a personality and what a person." I kind of got the same feeling with Dexter Fowler. He really fascinates me. I mean, not only is he a great tools guy, but just a tremendous person.
He's an unbelievable tools guy. I mean, he is some good-looking specimen. We saw Matt Laporta, big part of that Cleveland Indians deal. What's your sense of what kind of player he's going to be, Peter?
I think he's going to hit big time. I mean, he's a guy who really applies himself. And when I first saw him playing in the Cape Cod League, he really struggled. and I give him a lot of credit for overcoming adversity. You know, baseball is such a game of adversity. Went back to Florida, had a great senior year, and I just, you look at him and Trevor Crow and Wes Hodges coming up in Akron. You know, they have another group of really good young players in Cleveland, and I think Laporta's going to give the Indians the power they really need. I mean, they don't really know what's going to happen with Travis Hafner, and they've been very disappointed in Ryan Garco. So maybe at the end of next year, those three guys are all up in Cleveland and playing.
How much of the development of players in this day and age, Peter's taking place how much earlier than it did in the past for guys who were coming to the majors at a fairly early age?
Well, I think we've seen AAA kind of as like a toll booth going to the big leagues. I mean, they go Double-A, stop at the toll booth, and go on into the big leagues. So the development is coming much faster than it used to.
De Jesus, and an outstanding catch made by Fowler. No sooner talked about than showing up.
Well, that's when we talk about the tools for the players. The unbelievable speed by Dexter Fowler in center field. Quick reactions, the instincts to be able to read the ball off the bat, and then covering ground. He's playing a very shallow center field. He caught that ball not because of what he did at the end, but because of the first step. Got up to full speed, reacted quickly. He is some kind of athletic specimen.
And absolutely perfect for Coors Field, where you have to have all that range in center field.
A lot of ground to cover in that field. Elvis Andrus up batting second. He has scored the lone run in the ball game. He reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning. He is facing Brett Anderson, the left-hander, who's come on to pitch here. The Midland Rockhounds, Double-A ball with the A's, as Anderson comes out to get his inning in.
Oh, Peter, we saw the Dan Herron deal that the Oakland A's met, and Brett Anderson part of that trade coming from the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now we've seen Dana Evelyn, Greg Smith in the major leagues, Carlos Gonzalez in the major leagues. Another part of that, will we look back at that trade and think that no matter what Herron does for the Diamondbacks, it was equally as good for the Oakland A's?
I think we're going to probably see it. I look at it a little bit like the Josh Beckett, Mike Lowell deal, where the Marlins ended up with Hanley Ramirez and a couple more pitchers. I mean, I think that a trade of necessity for both teams. I think it made a lot of sense. Herron could have like 3 or 4 more wins than he's had. They haven't played well for him at all. And, you know, the A's ended up with 5 or 6 prospects, which is pretty remarkable when you think about how much Billy Beane's restocked that organization in terms of pitching in the last year.
You know, I think one thing is interesting. When you make that kind of trade, you get 5 or 6 players. You usually don't hit on all 5 and 6 you bring back. You hope you get 3 or 4. It really looks like, from what we're seeing, that Billy hit on all 6 of those guys.
I think he may have. I mean, we still don't know about the first baseman, but you know, that he was looking to completely rebuild his organization with 2 or 3 trades, and basically that's done it. I would be shocked if Sean Gallagher doesn't win more games than Rich Harden over the next 5 years.
Wilkin Ramirez is up. He drew a walk his first time up. The walk to Andrus, who is on at first base with 1 down here in the 3rd inning. Ramirez with the Tigers at Double-A ball. He's out of the Dominican Republic. Doesn't have a real clear position. Still trying to find a place in the field. Runner goes. Had him picked off. Throw down to the shortstop covering, and they get the out. Good move made as Anderson got it over there to Laporta, who made the throw to Donald, the shortstop, and they get the out. It'll be a caught stealing.
Very well executed. I like the fact Matt Laporta, who played a lot of outfield in the Milwaukee Brewers organization, shifting back to first base, did exactly what he needed to do. Cut down some distance on the pickoff throw, moving toward the ball, and then cleared himself to the inside part of the base, threw a BB down there, and Jason Donald puts down the tag, and they get him out.
And that's going to be a sharp single into center field. So Ramirez is on, played by Fowler in the outfield, and that'll be hit number 3 for the World team, coming with 2 down here in the 3rd inning.
Number 26, Pablo Sandoval.
Pablo Sandoval. He's got the lone RBI so far in the ball game. He got that one on a fielder's choice his first time up. Double-A with the Giants out of Venezuela, and working on his stuff behind the plate right now. He is a switch hitter, and Peter, those switch hitting catchers are beloved around Major League Baseball.
They certainly are. And you know, we've learned a lesson looking around at catching in the major leagues. Don't give up. I mean, just let guys catch until they can't catch anymore. You know, we've seen 2 or 3 guys emerge in the last couple of years. 3 years ago, they said the minor leagues, oh, they'll never catch in the big leagues, and they've turned out to be pretty decent major league catchers.
Catcher is in that down cycle, I think, among young players, college players even, and even below that. It's not a place where people go to play anymore if you're a kid.
Well, I think the other difficulty is that at the college level, coaches call all the pitches, and so you're not really developing the process for the catcher, where you have to think along with the pitcher to make decisions about how to attack a certain hitter. And I think that a lot of times what you find in professional baseball is when you sign a catcher, it takes some time. Now, some programs a little bit different than others, and some catchers do develop, but for the most part, you've got a learning curve fairly substantial for a catcher coming out of either high school or college.
Got a 2-strike count, 2 down, runner goes. He's done it again. Donald's getting a workout, and that time not even close. So Ramirez taken out. 2 caught stealings in the inning. Faced only 3, even though there was a walk and a single. Nobody left on base. The World on top 1-0.
Whoa, I didn't see that coming.
It's a crunchy hot wing with no sauce.
But it's still got all the kick.
Sauceless and crunchy, it's amazing.
In a split second, everything that I knew about hot wings has changed. In this new wing world, anything is possible.
Will you go out with me?
Yes.
Didn't see that coming.
Crunchy on the outside, spicy on the inside. The sauceless hot wing is at KFC. Come in today and get 20 for $9.99 or try 6 wings for just $2.99. Life tastes better with KFC.
Welcome, sluggers. Come, launch them over my fences. Send them to my upper decks, my short porch, my black.
For the first time and last time at Yankee Stadium, the State Farm Home Run Derby, tomorrow 8 p.m. on ESPN.
Watch your savings grow. Month after month, year after year. Cox Digital Telephone.
For pride, honor, and victory. The best clubs in Mexico take on the best of Major League Soccer. Superliga 2008. The rivalry continues. Chivas USA versus New England Revolution, Sunday, July 20th, 5 p.m. at Titan Stadium in Fullerton. For tickets, call 1-877-CHIVAS-1 or visit cdchivasusa.com. The rivalry continues.
And our aerial coverage provided to you by Goodyear. Get there on Goodyear tires with carbon fiber. What a great day to be up in the blimp here over New York City. What a great day to be on the mound. One of those. Cahill just finished up. Let's go down to Aaron.
All right, Gary, thanks so much. Trevor, you had a chance to actually sit here as a fan in Yankee Stadium in the 3rd, 4th grade, you said. 20 years old out there pitching on the mound. What was that like?
It's a lot different on the field. Looking around, I just took a moment, just looked up, and I'm like, wow. Like, all my dreams are coming true, so, I mean, it was an awesome feeling.
That's great. Any specific area that you wanted to visit when you were here as a player today?
Not really. I mean, playing on the field is something, so, I mean, I'm happy.
You guys are only in there for just a short amount of time, really, and only a half inning. I mean, so what's your mindset when you get out on the mound?
I guess just give it all you got. I mean, us starters, they're used to going 7 innings, hopefully. 1 inning, it's there and it's done, so it's tough.
Things going really well for you in Oakland's system right now. You started the season in high Class A, promoted to Double-A. I mean, what's been going right for you?
Just everything. I mean, I think the biggest thing is throwing strikes, and I mean, I guess everybody's got the stuff. That's why you get drafted, and if whoever makes the most of it. And I've been lucky so far.
Cool. Thanks for visiting with us. All right, Gary.
All right, Aaron. Thank you very much. Hector Rondon, the right-handed pitcher, working high Class A ball with the Indians, is on the mound out of Venezuela. Only 20 years old. Gets about a strikeout an inning. He's got a loose arm, as you can see, and pitched to Lou Marson, who's getting his first at bat. He's doing the catching.
Now you see Rondon's numbers right there. 93 innings, only 88 hits, 101 strikeouts. No fear of pitching inside. 6'3", 170 pounds. Well, you know, when scouts evaluate players, they look at their current stuff, and then they say, all right, well, how can he get better? Sometimes it's adjusting mechanics. Sometimes it's physical growth. he has what scouts call a projectable body. 6'3", 170. He's going to fill out, get stronger, and that may mean more velocity on the fastball.
2-2 delivery will be taken inside. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Gary Thorne, Steve Phillips, Peter Gammons here with you. And Peter, one of the things I was interested to hear Steve say, not afraid to throw inside. In this day and age, you don't say that very often anymore in Major League Baseball.
No, because if you hit somebody, they immediately get warnings from both sides. You have so many hitters that dive into balls today. I mean, pitchers have a tremendous disadvantage. The whole notion that you pitch inside, you hit somebody accidentally, well, then there's a warning given, and somebody else gets hit, and the game has been taken away from pitchers.
So I think one of the other things in development is that for college kids, where you're playing against hitters with an aluminum bat, sometimes you don't want to pitch inside because you tend to give up a base hit if you go in there, even if because you're not breaking the bat. A lot of times the young Hispanic kids, because they're not playing with the aluminum bat, they don't have that same kind of fear early on.
DeJesus makes the play. Lou Marson is retired on the ground ball out, one away here in the third inning. Jason Donald will be coming up. Peter, how about a comment on the Olympic team we've been talking about? Davey Johnson's going to manage it. Many of these players on this U.S. team are here for a final look-see. Many will make the team. Major League Baseball teams, a number of them, though, have held back players, saying we do not want them on the Olympic team because we're going to use them in the second half of the season, and we don't want to risk injuries, and there's too much money. Where is all that?
Well, I mean, the problem is the timing of the Olympics. If you're a club and you think you may be using this guy in September, you're not going to give him the Olympic. You don't want him over there playing in China when they might need him in the major leagues, and that's the problem. I mean, if there was a case of Michael Bowden, who's pitching in Double-A with Boston, who's the best pitcher in the Eastern League, and they wanted him on Team USA. Well, the Red Sox might need him in September, and they do have to say to their fans, for $125 a ticket, you got to say, you know what, we got to have our best players in the field.
The delivery to Jason Donald. He will foul that one back. I don't know if Jason is keenly aware of it, but he knows he is one of the guys on this team that they are taking a very close look at today. Tonight they're going to meet and whittle this thing down for the USA Olympic team tonight. And this is one of the players who's still on that so-called bubble. He shatters the bat on that one. Play as Rondon got over and gets him out of there, and there are two down. Of course, the Olympics have changed going in so many ways. I mean, it used to be, especially from the USA, that it was amateurs, and you put quotations around that in decades gone by that went. You see what has happened in baseball-wise. There are the results, the managers who worked with those teams, the gold that came in '88. Rod Dato got one in '84, a silver. There was a demonstration sport in other years. And now baseball, as Davey Johnson said, has become so popular around the world. The competition's so tough. And as Steve mentioned, most of the countries are sending their best professional baseball players.
Oh, absolutely. We saw in the World Baseball Classic when, the United States was sending their best major leaguers. I mean, Japan won it. Korea got into the semifinals. I mean, it's not easy. And the Cubans are always, they're not as good as they used to be, but they're still very good. But I mean, if you're getting as many good Major League Japanese players as it looks like we're getting, they're going to be really tough to beat.
See, and I think it's interesting because their Major League season is going on simultaneous to ours, but they're willing to give up their two best players off of all 12 teams to put a roster together. We're not willing to do that here, and yet if the U.S. team doesn't prevail and win a medal or win a gold medal, there will be some here saying, well, what are we doing? We're not good enough. We got to be better. Well, we're holding back players, but yet from a general manager's perspective, I get it. I wouldn't want to give up my best prospects who may help my major league team sometime this year. I wouldn't want to give it up either because my job's on the line, so I understand it.
Yep. And it's why we're talking about it, but you don't hear a lot of talk about it because Major League Baseball doesn't want it talked about. They don't want to look like unpatriotic, and I use that term very loosely because it hasn't got anything to do with that. And the teams don't want to talk about it because they don't want to be seen as one of those that held back on a player that should have been on the Olympic team. So it's kind of a balancing act that goes on around Major League Baseball.
Yeah, it's very difficult for some of the owners, some of the general managers, but it's only common sense. And again, the idea of winning the Olympics is terrific, but
that one deep into the corner, Peter. Could it be? Oh, foul ball. He wasn't even going to run till he knew where that thing had gone, because if it was going to leave Yankee Stadium, McCutchen wanted to be sure he saw it leaving the ballpark.
Well, this is a young guy we talked about in the open, 21 years old, playing at the AAA level, future center fielder for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And because of where he is in his development, they're talking about trading Jason Bay or Xavier Nady.
That one he takes in the air to left, but that one came off the end of the bat. Ramirez will move in and put it away. And that will retire the side as McCutchen's out of there. 1-2-3 inning for Hector Rondon.
Where am I? At the intersection of my new life and my new lifestyle, driving.
Get the right coverage at a great price. Talk to a State Farm agent.
I am so there.
Need something? To find it locally, you need yellowpages.com.
Thanks, guys. All right, I'll see you guys on 13.
Greg, can we go now? We have a lot of stuff to get configured for you.
Technology specialists, configuration services, and all the technology you need when you need it. CDW, official technology partner of the PGA Tour.
Okay, Bob, same time tomorrow.
Bye, Greg. Ouch.
We all live in our own little worlds. And there's a locally owned Citgo station that's an important part of yours. Because our independently operated stations provide thousands of local jobs. And all the people of Citgo come together to give back to our communities, which makes a world of difference. Your locally owned Citgo, there at every turn.
New York City, there still is nothing like it, and Yankee Stadium will be the site. Are you ready for the 08 Major League Baseball All-Star Game? Well, you can catch all the action live from New York coming your way on Tuesday. Coverage will begin at 7 o'clock, and this one counts. Home field, World Series is what's at stake again. The All-Star Game from New York. And we're changing pitchers, of course, every inning here. This is just Todd. He is a right-hander, Cardinals organization, pitching with the Springfield Cardinals at Double-A ball.
Take a look at those numbers. 101 innings pitched, 69 hits. Not an overpowering guy, but he runs the fastball in on the hands, can explode it in on the left-hander. He's got a chance to face a pretty big left-hander here right now in Sandoval.
And Taylor Teagarden has come on to do the catching. We have a new battery here, as both of these managers want to get as much playing time as they can in for the players, position players in particular. 25-man rosters for each of these teams, and the pitchers getting to work an inning, and as the game goes along, maybe even less than that. Pablo Sandoval will stand in. Sandoval will take it outside, as Sandoval has picked up the RBI on the first inning, fielder's choice. He was standing at the plate in the third inning when there were two caught stealings in the inning, one after a walk and one after a single, so he never got to finish his at bat.
I actually kind of like that approach. I mean, get him on and then pick him off.
You don't have to throw as hard.
It works.
Just a lob toss over and you got him out of there. Not particularly planned that way, I don't think, but
no.
Sometimes it works. Sandoval will take the pitch outside, and it goes to 3-0.
You know, Peter, I want to get a sense from you. You meet a lot of players. You know, at the Major League level, you meet them in the Cape Cod League, you meet them in the minor leagues. What's your sense of how much character and makeup come into play for those guys who end up succeeding?
I think it's a huge part of it. And I'll give you an example. I remember getting the picture from the Little League when Sean Burroughs was the Little League MVP, they won the Little League World Series. They had a skinny second baseman on that team named Chase Utley. Burroughs was the 9th pick in the draft. Chase Utley didn't get drafted going to UCLA. Chase Utley might be the MVP in the National League, and Sean's out of baseball. I mean, makeup, and Sean is a great kid, but just didn't have a baseball makeup. And it's a classic example of just a guy like Utley who just willed himself to be an extraordinary player.
Great to have you with us as you enjoy this look at the future in Major League Baseball, as these are the future stars of the game playing here at Yankee Stadium. 10th season. U.S. has a 5-4 edge in the previous 9 games played, and they generally have all been tight games. This is Luke Hughes at the plate. Swung on a miss. Runner at first, nobody out. He flied to center his first time up. He is with the Twins playing a Double-A ball at New Britain Rock, and he's got, as we said, a start in April that just dwarfed everybody else in the minors. He hit 354 in 99 at-bats in the month of April. Big slugging, big on-base percentage. Taken down low, and that'll fall to a 1-ball 2-strike count with Jess Todd on the mound here and struggling to find the strike zone. Pitchers, Peter, very tough in this ball game for them to do a whole lot with just 1 inning. Huh?
Exactly, and it's also hard for hitters to adjust them. You get one look at them, and most of these guys have really good arms. So you have that adjustment, and you need a couple of at-bats before you hit most of these guys if they're throwing 92 to 95 miles an hour.
Now, most of these pitchers are starters during their regular season, so coming here to pitch 1 inning in more of a relief situation, that's why I kind of like what the American League team did, Terry Francona, with going to 6 closers on his roster in the All-Star game.
Then the discussion about, do you start one of those closers so you don't have the Red Sox-Yankee problem at the end?
A guy named Rivera.
Yeah, and
do you want him on the mound in the 9th? Do you want him on the mound in the 1st?
You want him on the mound in the 9th.
Yeah, I guess my tendency is to let this place be deafening in the 1st inning, let him walk to the mound. But
runner goes 3-2, fouled off. That will bring Sandoval back.
Because if they're down 6-3, does he ever get the pitch? And it's the last All-Star game in this ballpark. I just think Mariano Rivera is the greatest closer in Yankee history, if not the history of baseball. It'd be fitting for him to go out, walk out to the mound in the 1st inning.
You think Terry might pull that as a surprise for the All-Star game? 3-2 delivery. Runner going again. Swung on and missed. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. Relatively easy on that one. Teagarden making the throw down. Pennington, the second baseman, with the tag.
Now they're running on the 3-2 count. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. So the runner doesn't want to get picked off, but Teagarden, quick feet, quick release, and a very strong, accurate throw. Pennington puts the tag on and gets Sandoval, but outstanding throw by Teagarden.
Had a lot of speedsters we've talked about in this game, but so far they haven't been able to get by the pitchers on pickoff moves or the catchers on their throws. Strike taken on the outside corner. This is Scott Campbell. Campbell flied out to left field his first time up. Campbell, Double-A, Blue Jays organization, New Hampshire Fisher Cats team that he's playing with. He is a New Zealander. And he's only the 2nd New Zealander to play in a futures game. The other one was Travis Wilson, who was with the Atlanta Braves organization. Breaking ball is going to miss inside to Campbell. 1-ball 2-strike.
Travis, unfortunately, was better at cricket.
Yeah.
He was great. He was one of the funniest guys. He had great hand-eye coordination. He just could not recognize pitches. And once he got around the league the 2nd time, each level, things sort of slacked off. There was a time when he looked like he might be a pretty good hitter, but it's a little different when you're bowling than when you're seeing a breaking ball.
Well, Campbell talked about how tough, because there's no real leagues to play in down in New Zealand. So he fell in love with the game, went to kind of a children's baseball fair in Japan and learned about the game. But where do you play? I mean, it's tough.
I like the sign. He says Kiwis don't play baseball. A 3-ball 2-strike count on him. Nobody on. 1-0 lead, dominated by defense and pitching so far. The world 1-3-0, USA 0-1-1. And the delivery will be chopped to short. Donald is there, makes the running throw over to first base and gets the out. Peter, thanks for coming up.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Have a good time Sunday Night Baseball at Shea.
I definitely will.
Okay. All right. The world on top in this one by a score of 1-0 from Yankee Stadium.
At Samuel Adams, hops are the soul of beer. They give it the bitterness, the spiciness.
The quality of the hops makes a huge difference to the beer.
That's why our founder, Jim Cook, goes to Bavaria each year to hand-select volatile middle fruit hops.
The best hops have been grown on family farms like the Stengelmeyers for centuries. It has unique conditions of soil, moisture, and sunlight.
Hops add a spicy citrus aroma and flavor.
Hallertau middle fruit hops are in every bottle of Boston Lager.
Sam Adams Boston Lager. When you grow up a little bit, that's the taste you want.
I am am Darkmane, and this is my manifesto. 1. Originality is for losers. 2. I am more original than the X Games. 3. As such, you should join my army together. Real athletes wear tube socks. Stupid X Games that I hate. And the scroll's really not a good way of doing it.
X Games 14 starts July 31st, presented by Taco Bell.
Oh, Crunch Wrap, huh? It's good to go, right? What's in it? Queso dip. Really? Like cheesy, spicy, party queso? Looks delicious. Not cool.
Now you can get all that cheesy, spicy, beefy queso Crunch Wrap.
Are you gonna finish that?
Only at Taco Bell.
David Johnson? Big Papiやろ?
It's that authentic. New era, official on-field cap of Major League Baseball.
XM All-Star Futures Game, brought to you by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Be a little twisted.
And I want to remind you, Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell on ESPN at 8 o'clock Eastern Time from Shea tonight. The Rockies are in town taking on the Mets. How about those Mets? A half game out of first place in the National League East. And they've got an 8-game win streak. Coverage will begin with baseball tonight, driven by Chevy at 7 Eastern. Mark Redmond and Mike Pelfrey, by the way, are the scheduled starters. And there is Shea. You come across Manhattan and you end up at Yankee Stadium. And here is Eddie Moreland on to pitch for the World Team.
Well, the Tampa Bay Rays organization came over in the deal this past offseason for the Minnesota Twins that brought Jason Bartlett, Matt Garza, and sent Delman Young to the Twins. Cuban defector.
Cliff Pennington is going to lead it off for USA, down 1-0. That one's going to be squibbed off the end of the bat. Pennington's totals 269 with a couple of organizations. He's had 2 home runs, 29 RBIs, as he's moving up, as many of these young players have in the minors this season. That pitch is taken away, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Moreland's an interesting story. The family wanted to get out of Cuba, so went on a vacation to Spain to visit relatives and just never went back. Made their way to Spain and then to the Dominican Republic.
So that's why Cuba has had such a drop-off, if you will, in the international baseball scene. They've lost so many players who have defected.
And they have. I think, his defection a little bit different. At 12 years old is when he actually left and found his way to the States, and actually was drafted out of high school in Florida by the Twins organization.
Moreland way up high with that pitch, and Pennington gets the count evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. USA has had only 1 hit. Matt Laporta got a single in the 2nd inning. A couple of base runners, the other via a walk. But the pitchers have dominated here. And as Peter said, it is really tough when you get a new pitcher coming on every inning. These hitters don't even see all the pitchers, much less anybody twice. So you've got some quick adjustments to make, and trying to put the bat on the ball. Moreland's delivery. Pennington will foul, put that one down the left side. Maybe fair. Nope, it'll be in foul territory. But Andrus makes the catch, and we're talking about the Kiwis. Let's get down to Aaron.
That's right. Second baseman Scott Campbell joining me right now. We've mentioned throughout this game you're from New Zealand, and you played everything under the sun: cricket, soccer, rugby. But how did you find out about baseball?
Well, my mom actually found an advertisement in the paper, and I'd heard of baseball before, but wasn't sure what it was all about, and so I thought, hey, why not give it a go? And I love the game, so here I am.
The ESPN execs will love this. He actually used to miss school to watch Sunday night baseball over in New Zealand. When did you know this was your first love, baseball?
After my first year, I got to go to Japan for the World Children's Baseball Fair, and met Joe DiMaggio and Hank Aaron, and found out what baseball was really like. And I knew it was a game that I wanted to play, and pretty much after then I've been in love with the game and knew that I was going to come to the States to play with a college professional or whatever. So,
what was your thoughts today when you walked out onto the field the first time?
Wow, yeah, this is awesome. It's probably the best baseball experience I've ever had so far.
And your mom is back in New Zealand, 4 a.m. right now, guys. She's watching us.
Yeah, mom's back home. I just want to say hey, and to everyone else back in New Zealand watching, thanks for watching.
Thank you so much. Gary, back to you.
That's great. Great story.
Really
I saw a
good
newspaper ad, so I thought I'd play baseball.
It's great. It's that easy, right?
It's that easy. Well, they're looking for players. It's like kind of a softball league that's advertising for someone to come play.
Well, I'll tell you, he put a lot of hard work in. Came over to the States, went to junior college, and got to a university, got drafted out of there. Nice job.
Matthew Gammons will take the pitch down low. He is on with a free pass. That comes with one away. He's drawn 2 walks now in the ball game as Moreland puts him on with 1 down. And D'Antonio will be coming to the plate. 10th year of this All-Star Futures game. And we showed you the names of those players, 51 of whom have moved on to play in a Major League Baseball All-Star game. That's a very big number. So the players you're getting to see here are indeed those, in all likelihood, you're going to see in your favorite Major League ball club at some point in the future. Jamie D'Antonio, strikeout victim, his first time up. D'Antonio, AAA Diamondbacks. Played at Wake Forest, National College Freshman Baseball Player of the Year his first season at Wake Forest.
So popping his bat, the guy that is at the AAA level and waiting for that call, either to represent his country or to get a chance to play in the major leagues.
He is DHing today. He has made starts as a catcher, a first baseman, and a third baseman, playing for the Tucson Sidewinders. And that's a sidewinder right there that misses on a 1-ball 1-strike count.
You know, it's a game like this that really reminds us of how important foreign-born players are to our game today. I mean, 28% of all major league players are foreign-born players. In this year's group of all-stars, almost 35% of them are foreign-born players. So, you know, baseball really needs the world for its game here in the States.
Good play down at first base by Sandoval to block it. Well, no question. I mean, scouting now, it takes place, obviously, it takes place all over the world. You see the foreign-born players involved, the major league rosters. The All-Stars, foreign-born, 35%, 48% of minor leaguers born outside the United States. And that number continues to grow each year as more players come to the U.S. Fooled him with an off-speed delivery inside, but it missed. D'Antonio takes it, and a 3-ball 1-strike count.
You know, and the thing that points out is scouting is colorblind. Doesn't care what language you speak, what color your skin is, or anything else. If you can play, scouts are going to try to find you and bring you here to the United States to try to make it to the major leagues. It points out the fact there are less options for players here in the States.
Takes that one for a strike. Thought he might have had a walk on that, and the count will go to 3-2 as Moreland battles back on him here. D'Antonio with a runner on at first base. Gammons had taken off once, has not extended the lead. Sandoval holding on him. Runner does not go, and a good breaking ball swung on and missed. Moreland gets the strikeout.
Very impressive, going on a 3-2 slider right there from Moreland, and gets a veteran hitter at the AAA level out in D'Antonio. So a nice pitch by the kid.
Yankee Stadium closing up here this year, and going to the new Yankee Stadium will be all of Monument Park. The monuments out there to the great former Yankees players, management people, managers. That is all going to be moved across the street and placed in its original position in center field at the new Yankee Stadium. At one time, of course, Monument Park actually was in play at Yankee Stadium. There are the two. That's a live shot. The old Yankee Stadium on the right and the new one on the left. Many of the features the same. Seating will be almost exactly the same. The fresco, which everyone knows about on the outfield wall that's become infamous with home run hitters, will remain, and the dimensions on the field are going to remain much the same. So, but it'll be all new. I mean, there'll be all kinds of luxury boxes, and all of the amenities that go with Major League Baseball in this day and age will be there. And yes, there'll be a short porch, 314 down the right field line, just like it is now. Scherr holds up, 1-0 delivery to him. He puts that one high in the air to right. Wind is actually blowing towards left field. We'll hold that ball up a little bit. Hernandez is out there to put it away. No runs, a walk, and a base runner left on. The world is on top, but the world this season taking a final look at these monuments in their original home at Yankee Stadium.
I'm here with Mike Grunsky, MVP of the Kopinski appendectomy. That was quite an effort today, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Mary. Got to give credit to the team, though. You know, they really stepped up, helped me watch the Colorado-Arizona game cast, kept John out of shock.
Was the crowd a factor?
No, but John screaming was a surprise. Lost a lot of respect for him today.
Understood. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Be an ESPN MVP. Manage your ESPN fantasy teams. Get video alerts, exclusive commentary, and more with VCast. Only from Verizon Wireless.
They're ready. Champions. Facing off to bring home the best prize in television.
You guys are representative of the best talent out there.
I think it's genius.
The new season of Design Star. Sundays at 9/8 Central on HGTV. Guts, glory, glam. Miss an episode? Go to HGTV On Demand for next day access.
Go to Channel 1, select Free Zone, and then choose Cable TV Showcase.
If you're looking for a wine country experience in downtown Los Angeles, visit the San Antonio Winery. Enjoy lunch and sample our award-winning wines like the Riboli Family Cabernet Sauvignon. The winery and its Modelina restaurant offer an escape like that of a visit to the Napa Valley. It's right in your own backyard and it will cost you a lot less. Visiting the San Antonio Winery and dining at the Modelina restaurant is a perfect way to experience a day in the wine country with family and friends. The San Antonio Winery. Visit us soon.
And we welcome you back to the XM All-Star Futures Game at Yankee Stadium. Gary Thorne, Steve Phillips, and guests who are kind enough to give us a bit of their time here today with all of the scouts and the executives who are on hand to take a look at these young players. The world on top by a score of 1-0 with USA picking up only one hit so far in the ball game. Every single one of them loving it. Doug Melvin joining us downstairs watching what's going on, and as we ask of all of the executive and the scouts who are involved, what is it you want to see in this ball game? What do you come for in particular watching these kids play, Doug?
Well, I enjoy coming and watching the batting practice. We were here early this morning at 9 o'clock watching infield. You know, some of the players I've seen in my tours of our own minor league system, but just to see the physical skills of the players, even though it's a short look, you get a chance to see them, the physicality of a player, and you know, eventually you'll see a bunch of these players in the big leagues and that, but it's enjoyable. I've always come to the Futures Game. I've always enjoyed it, and there's a fair amount of scouts here that'll come in just for this game and won't stay for the other game. But you know, I come from a player development and scouting background, so I do enjoy this all the time.
Now, Doug, we look out on the field and look at the corners in the infield.
Yeah.
And you've got Matt Laporta at first base, Matt Gammons at third. You traded Laporta in the deal to land CC Sabathia, and certainly we understand why you want Sabathia, but how difficult was it for you to consider giving up some of your young players, being a smaller market club?
Well, it's difficult. That wasn't an easy trade to make, and even though we brought a Cy Young winner in Sabathia, we probably, as I told someone earlier, we probably would have been more difficult to make the trade if Ryan Braun would not have made the transition to left field. But when Braun made the transition to left field, you know, he became an all-star left fielder in 1 year. And Corey Hart, playing right field for us, got voted in by the fans, and he's an all-star right fielder. And then Prince Fielder at first base is pretty secure at his position. So with Matt Laporta, who's a first baseman, left fielder, right fielder, we felt that if we were able to make the trade, that we could possibly, with risk involved, include Matt Laporta and keep Matt Gamble, and we got a young kid, Alcides Escobar, a shortstop, and some other prospects. But we felt that we were dealing from a point of depth, because Braun and Hart and Fielder, you know, the three of them are still young players. They're 25, 26 years of age.
That one's fouled back, one away here, Doug, as Wellington Castillo is doing the catching. A strikeout victim is at the plate. We're looking at Will Inman, a right-hander with the Double-A Padres organization, the San Antonio Missions. 21-year-old Inman on the mound and doing the pitching.
And I traded him last year for Scott Linebrink.
Yeah. You got all kinds of
everywhere.
I know it's tough to trade these young players and that, but the Brewers have had such a long drought of going to postseason. that we're willing to take some risk, and I have a lot of confidence in our scouting director, Jack Sarinzik, our director of player development, Reed Nichols, and that they'll find some more young players that we need to build around.
Doug, we see Matt Gemmel at third base, and obviously he can swing the bat. Defense has been an issue for him. 53 errors last year in about 128 games. How is he progressing, and can he stay at third base?
Well, we have Garth Orge, former Blue Jay player, as our roving minor league infield instructor, and Garth's very confident. We ask that question about every week to 2 weeks, and he's very confident that he can stay there. The one thing is Matt will work extremely hard at it. His hands are pretty good. He's got soft hands, as most of his errors have been a little bit with the throwing, and a lot of times the throwing mechanics are a result of their feet and how quick their feet and getting their feet in a good throwing position. And Steve, you'd be able to answer to that, I'm sure, being a former infielder. But he puts up such good numbers. He's got a good eye at the plate. He's left-handed. He fits all the criteria we're looking for a player at the big league level that we need, and we're hoping that we can keep him there. And I know it's tougher once you get to the big leagues because there is such a focus. There was a focus on Braun last year when he came up and made a few errors. The focus is on the defense. So you're going to have to hit a lot to make up for some of the errors, but we feel he'll improve over a course of time.
Good play made right there by Inman in a 1-2-3 inning. And Doug Melvin, we thank you for joining us. Great luck with the Brewers in the second half. Thanks a million.
Thank you.
World on top by a score of 1-0.
The State Farm Home Run Derby, tomorrow, 8 p.m. on ESPN.
Supersonic breakfast toaster. Pretty good stuff. Yeah. Man. What? Why? Don't do that.
Wow. My flavorometer just went nuts.
Maybe you just turn it off or
The
turn it down.
flavorometer?
Yeah, turn the volume down on it.
I'd be lost
Set it
without
to vibrate, and then that way my ears won't blow up.
Nice. Nice.
How's that?
Good.
Supersonic breakfast toaster. New at Sonic. Sausage and bacon with pepper jack cheese or ham and bacon with smoky cheddar. Try one anytime with a premium roast, iced or hot latte.
The road has a language all its own. Are your tires smart enough to translate? For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
Susan first came to us with a problem booking vacations. She'd be one click away when her fear that the price would drop left her paralyzed. So we started her treatment with Orbit's price assurance to create a safe booking environment. Ah, the joy on Susan's face when she booked that trip. This is important stuff we're doing.
Orbit's price assurance. If another customer books the same flight for less, we'll automatically send you the difference in cash.
The road from elite prospect to impact major leaguer seems to be getting shorter and shorter with every passing season. As you look to last year's Futures game as just an example, more than a few who played in that game in San Francisco have already become familiar names at the major league level, and in fact have become some of the brightest stars of the game. So it doesn't take very long. The notables from the 07 Futures who are already having an impact. I mean, those are some pretty big names in Major League Baseball.
Well, it points to the fact that the difference between minor league players and major league players isn't how hard they throw or how far they can hit it or how fast they can run. It's the consistency of performance that's the difference. And listen, for some guys it happens at a quicker pace than others. For this group right here, clearly it's happened very quickly.
And our new pitcher will be with the AA Royals organization, the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. This is Julio Pimentel on the mound, and there are the numbers he has put up this season.
Has an outstanding curveball. That's his breaking pitch to watch here. Command of the fastball at times can get away. So he tries to keep that front shoulder closed in his delivery.
And he will go against Matthew Laporta. Laporta, who has had the only hit for USA, a single, chops that one right out in front. Pimentel up with it, makes the throw to first. Hang on if you're at first base. It was a 90-mile-an-hour sinker.
Well, you know what? You're always getting evaluated, even when you throw it to first. So, you know, who knows? Maybe there's a scout with a radar gun down the line because he clocked that one at about 95.
Yikes.
Come off the mound, you get a little bit excited. It's Yankee Stadium. Gas to first base.
Angel Villalona just came on to play at first base. He hadn't even had time to take a look around Yankee Stadium. And he gets a sinking fastball coming over to him. One away. Here is Dexter Fowler. Fowler hit into a double play his first time up. Off speed delivery. It's a nice changeup right there. Swung on and missed.
Take a look at Fowler. Fowler, what a physical specimen he is at the plate. Loose, lanky, projectable body. Going to get stronger.
That ball will be taken to shallow right field and handled as Parra has come on to play in right. That's his first play, and there are two down here in the fifth inning. As we said, both managers will get in as many of these players as they possibly can. Villalona just came on to play at first base. Francisco's now at third. Pena the shortstop. Saw Parra out there in right field, and Hernandez has moved from right field over to left. So those are the changes for the World team. First at bat for Taylor Teagarden, as he came on to do the catching earlier in the ball game. He gets his shot. 8 home runs, 21 RBIs, third round selection. The 24-year-old who has been to a Futures game previously. That one is swung on and missed. Quickly an 0-2 count. For Teagarden, the hope is you play in one of these games really, and that the next time you see it, it's the Major League All-Star game. In the Rangers organization, playing at AAA with the Oklahoma Redhawks. Big name in Texas baseball. The 05 College World Series championship went to the Texas team that he played for. One of the leaders there. Tommy John surgery slowed his career down, working behind the plate. As it is on the mound, you got to have that arm. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery, and foul back again to hold it at 1-2.
He's special though to grow up in Texas and get selected by the Texas Rangers organization. So playing in his hometown state. We already saw him catch and throw a little bit. Try to become a two-way player, improving the batting.
Teagarden will take that one up high. Teagarden has played at a couple of different levels this year, and you saw the overall numbers. 219, 8 home runs, 21 RBIs. After that surgery, it's a comeback. I mean, it's an attempt to get back to where you were. 2-2 delivery on the way will be taken down low. Pimentel takes the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, Tommy John surgery is tough on a catcher as well, because so much of your game is about throwing. If you can't throw, you can't catch at the major league level. Remember, Todd Hundley with the Mets went through that surgery.
And he comes back to get a walk. He had fallen behind in the count, so a 2-out walk here in the 5th inning. USA has had 3 total walks from the 5 pitchers that have now been used by the World team. Great to have you with us here at Yankee Stadium. The All-Star festivities underway, as a chance before the All-Star game on Tuesday to take a look at these future stars, along with Steve Phillips, Aaron Andrews, and our guests. I'm Gary Thorne, and happy to have you with us here. Beautiful day in New York. Unseasonably mild for this time of July here in the city. The breeze that's been blowing right now, it looks like the right field, if you go by the hot dog wrappers that are whipping around out there. 2 down. Jason Donald at the plate. Donald grounded out his first time up. And he will take the pitch up high for a ball. The Eastern League Reading Phillies is where he plays. Pimentel trying to get him for the final out.
The USA manager Davey Johnson, one of the first that looked at statistics. He looked at numbers. He had a computer to try to look at on-base percentage, and really is one of the very first statistical-oriented managers.
He said he taught Billy Beane about the numbers to look at, because Billy Beane was playing in the Mets organization at the time Davey was there as a manager.
Riley Fingers Well, he's getting ready for the softball, celebrity softball game.
1 ball, 1 strike count, 2 away. Jason Donald, Teagarden on at first base. Pimentel's pitch, that's going to be a base hit into left field. The USA gets a couple on with 2 down here in the 3rd inning. And we'll turn the order over as they go to the top. And we will get a pinch hitter as Greg Golson will come on for McCutchen. Andrew McCutchen had an 0 for 2 in the ball game, playing in left field.
Golson out of the Phillies organization, a guy whose defensive abilities have been ahead of the offense, and really a guy who covers a lot of ground in the outfield. Outstanding defender, but the bat has been the thing that's catching up with the defense.
Golson in the Eastern League hitting 300, 8 homers, 39 RBIs. He's had 260 at-bats, so a pretty good representation. Only 14 walks and 79 strikeouts for him. 0-1 count, 2 on. Golson's ground ball will be fouled off outside of third, and a 2-strike count on the new leadoff hitter for USA.
Now those 14 walks are really the big question about his development offensively, and that plate discipline, the ability to recognize a ball from a strike, a fastball from a curveball. And there are some that believe it's just one of the natural abilities, that it's very difficult to develop that it's really a tool of the game as opposed to a skill of the game.
And the 0-2 delivery to him. Pimentel gets the strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 are left on base. This time of the year, with this kind of activity around Yankee Stadium, if you're going to come out here, there's only one way to go. Number 4.
ビッグパピじゃない？レッドソックスの。
取ってもらっていいですか？ちょっと待って。デビッド・オーティス？ちょっとみんなビッグパピやろ？ビッグパピ。You know Big Papi.
It's that authentic. New era, official on-field cap of Major League Baseball.
Every summer, the reruns start
when broadcast TV goes on vacation.
Who cares? Cable TV is where the action is, with fresh original programming.
This is the summer of fun.
Cable TV premieres its new season this summer with all new episodes of The Closer,
Saving Grace,
Law and Order,
Army Wives,
Major League Baseball,
the Summer Olympics,
and more.
With something exciting for everyone.
The summer of fun starts here with your favorite cable TV networks.
This is where the action is.
Visit Channel 1 and go beyond TV with Free Zone On Demand, now showing in OC Now On Demand.
Live the coastal life with Talega. Visit OC Now On Demand and experience this coastal community nestled in the hills surrounding San Clemente. Explore the resort-like amenities and recreational opportunities all at your fingertips. Ah, Talega.
Visit Channel 1 and go beyond TV with Free Zone On Demand, now showing in OC Now On Demand.
And the aerial coverage provided to you by Goodyear. Get there on Goodyear tires with carbon fiber. As a little of the summer haze settles in over the Empire State Building in New York City, Central Park, Bon Jovi, big concert there last night in conjunction with the All-Star festivities. And the world in the XM All-Star Futures game has a 1-0 lead. That run came in the first inning as Pablo Sandoval got the RBI and a fielder's choice. Jake Arrieta out of the High Class A Orioles organization comes on to do the pitching.
That kid with a big arm, 108 strikeouts in 101 innings. To run that fastball up there, 95, 96 miles per hour. Good secondary stuff. A fast-track pitcher. Had a disappointing year in college. Got drafted in the 5th round. A lot of thoughts he might be a first-round pick, but he has not disappointed since signing for the Baltimore Orioles.
Hitters having a tough time trying to line it up. Ivan DeJesus has had a single and has flied out. Aaron is going to be talking with his dad here in just a moment. His dad gets a chance, and his father's not had a lot of opportunities to watch his son play. There's Ivan DeJesus Sr. and he works in the Chicago Cubs organization. So while his son is playing ball in the minor leagues, it's tough to get away. So this is a great chance for him. Ivan was saying, my dad's only seen me play 2 or 3 times here in the last year. Swung on and missed, and quickly a 2-strike count on to Jesus. As Arrieta comes on and brandishes a couple of heaters right there. Jake Arrieta, 5th-round pick, 2007, out of Texas Christian. The 0-2 delivery. Fastball will be taken up high. He has been a member of Team USA in 06. He went 4-0 with a .27 ERA for Team USA in 2006. 1 ball, 2-strike delivery on the way to Jesus. Will take the high slider that misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
A lot of comparisons between DeJesus and his dad. The thought is that Junior has a little more power than Dad had in his career. Dads don't like to hear that. I can tell you firsthand. I don't want my kids to have more power than I had.
That one to left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Golson out there in left will play that one on the hop, and now we're going to hear from Dad, who's mighty happy, Aaron.
And poor Dad, his first time he's seen his son playing forever, and you got a guy standing in front blocking him. He missed the at-bat basically right now.
You got to move that guy out of there. He got to, right when he made a good contact, he was right in the middle ever since.
I got you. I saw that as well. You were in the majors for 15 years. You know the significance of Yankee Stadium. What is it like to see your son play here at the Futures game for the last time at Yankee Stadium?
I tell you what, this is the best thing for him and myself. I'm so proud about him. When he was real young, he was looking for play in this stadium because he knew that this is the last time that I play here. And it was a pleasure for me to see him play today.
We were talking to him earlier, and he said, you know, a lot of people compare me to my father, and I don't mind that. What kind of advice do you give him with that?
Well, I tell him to trust his talent and just play the game the way he always played. He's got a good attitude about it. He's smart playing the game, and because he watched the game when he was real young, and he was with me every single time. Even when I retired, I was as a coach, he was with me every single time making the trips. But not only that, is the feeling he had for the game and the attitude he had. That's the best thing he had playing this game.
Your son, though, did mention to me he felt like he was a better hitter than you ever were, Dad. What do you think about that?
I agree with him. I told him this is what you don't supposed to do. Do the other thing so he could be a better hitter. I think he knows the strike zone real well. I give that to him. And I think that's the best thing he could do out there. Just enjoy the game, and he's enjoying it right now. He got 2 for 3 already, and I hope he continues doing that.
Well, as Gary and Steve mentioned, of course, you are a special assistant to Lou Piniella and the Cubs. I know you have to be enjoying that, especially with Rich Harden pitching yesterday. What is the vibe right now in Chicago as you get ready to go to the All-Star break?
It's a good energy out there, good feeling. You know, we're going to go on a break. Different this year than we did last year. Everybody's playing real well. We're going to have Soriano coming back, and I think we're going to be stronger. Hopefully, everybody's still the same way, and Lou doing a outstanding job with the pitching, giving rest to the people when they need it, and I think we're going to be stronger for the second half.
Well, enjoy your weekend being a dad here at Yankee Stadium.
It's more pressure here watching him play than being in the game, but this is enjoyable right now.
Thank you so much. Gary, back up to you.
All right, throw down to second, and they get the put out. A strike him out, throw him out, double play as DeJesus was off and running, and Romero Pena was getting his first at bat. Double-A with the Yankees. Trenton Thunder is a strikeout victim. Boy, the catchers, that was Teagarden again. That's twice he has thrown out a runner at second base since coming on.
Well, you know, you have to have some arm strength. And here he's coming back from Tommy John surgery, and look at the quick feet and the quick release. And, you know, accuracy plays a big part in that. And if that throws anywhere else, DeJesus is safe. But he puts the throw right on the bag and retires him on the steal.
They got him, and now there are 2 down. World still leading it 1-0, so that eliminates the leadoff single that he had. Parra getting his first at bat, hitting in the number 3 spot, and he will take that one to left field. Golson coming in, he is under it, and he's got it. Parra is retired. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Arrieta gets out of there facing only 3. The World remains on top, mid-6, 1-0.
Start your run to fantasy glory. Play ESPN Fantasy Football for free.
minute you're fine, the next you're not. Benefits from Unum can help maintain your lifestyle if you're ever injured or ill, so you can protect the most valuable asset of all, you. Unum. Better benefits at work.
When their parents got married, Dale and Brennan were forced to live under one roof.
I hate your guts. This house smells like Bengay and barbecue sauce.
Now,
you have 1 month to find jobs. Why?
They're facing new challenges.
There isn't another position available.
Real quick, shut your mouth.
Is there another human resources lady we could talk to?
Yes.
Maybe we'll hit it off with her.
And taking on the world.
You treat me with some respect.
Shut up, fool!
Step Brothers.
Maybe you don't go down that way.
We're going to take the long way home.
Rated R. In theaters July 25th.
Whoa, I didn't see that coming. It's a crunchy hot wing with no sauce.
But it's still got all the kick. Sauceless and crunchy, it's amazing.
In a split second, everything that I knew about hot wings has changed. In this new wing world, anything is possible.
Will you go out with me?
Yes. Didn't see that coming.
Crunchy on the outside, spicy on the inside. The sauceless hot wing is at KFC. Come in today and get 20 for $9.99 or try 6 wings for just $2.99. Life tastes better with KFC.
Baby Ruth and MLB Productions present Take Me Out to the Ball Game on ESPN on Friday, July 18th at 9 Eastern. It'll be celebrating 100 years of connecting fans with our national pastime. And at the 08 All-Star Game coming up here on Tuesday, there'll be behind-the-scenes moments for one lucky fan who's going to lead the crowd and take me out to the ball game during the 7th inning stretch. And you know he would love to do that. Talk about future stars. There's one right there. Gary Thorne along with Steve Phillips, lots of scouts and executives on hand, and we thank them for taking time to join us. Aaron Andrews down at field level providing us with info on the players coming and going, and here is Jesus Delgado, the Marlins AA team, Carolina Mudcats.
Came over in the trade that sent Josh Beckett to the Boston Red Sox. Hanley Ramirez, Delgado part of that deal, coming down to the Marlins. Kid with a pretty good fastball, runs it up 93, 96 miles per hour. Still trying to become more consistent in the strike zone.
Delgado will go against Chris Getz. Getz is getting his first at bat as we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning now. Managers have pretty much been able to get everybody off the bench and into the ball game, continuing to use the pitchers for just 1 inning.
Yeah, much to our chagrin.
Much to our chagrin, yes. But
trying to keep up with them.
We got the numbers. AAA White Sox organization for Getz. He's out of Michigan. 4th round pick, 2005. He will take a strike on the outside corner. Rated as a plus runner. Left-handed hitter. Versatility in the outfield, as well as playing the 2 middle infield spots as he's moved around as far as positioning is concerned. Delivery to Getz will be fouled straight back.
You know, we talk about scouting, and what scouts do is they grade players out on a scale, 20 being poor, 80 being excellent, and 50 being major league average. So the 20 to 80 scale is kind of how they grade players out. A 50 grade would mean you're a major league average player in a certain category.
The delivery to Getz is grounded to short. Pena's playing shortstop now. Over to first base. Wow. Talk about some speed. Getz almost beat out a routine ground ball.
Good hustle down the line there. You know, we see Delgado on the mound with 93 to 96 mile per hour fastball. That would grade out as a 70 fastball. A 50 fastball somewhere in the 90, 91 mile per hour range. You see the above average numbers, 70 and 80, going up to the outstanding fastball. That's a guy who could throw the ball like 96, 98 miles per hour. Very few pitchers in the major leagues throw that hard.
Another first at bat as Wes Hodges stands in. Hodges working at third base in the ball game now. He's with the Indians organization at AA with the Akron Arrows. Inside out on a broken bat pop-up. At Yankee Stadium, not much room, and that's going to end up in the seats on a foul ball, 1-1.
Jeff Getz got down that line in a hurry, really hustling, showing off his speed. See a left-hand hitter kind of running on the pitch. Chris Getz hustling down the line, almost beating out that ground ball. And You know, he has above average speed. The average speed for a left-hander down the line is 4.2 seconds. For a right-handed hitter, 4.3.
He's doing a number on that bat. Played it short. This time Pena had to make the long throw. And those are the kinds of plays right there. You just saw two of them by the shortstop that in this game can make a difference as to how you are viewed by the organization.
Well, that's where you show off your tools. Pena showed his arm strength. We saw Get show off his speed, and those are the tools. As scouts are in the stands, they have their stopwatches. You take a look at speed. You know, average speed, if you grade a guy out at 50, well, an average run in the major league guy like a Michael Young. Carlos Gomez, the fastest player in the American League, he grades out at 80 speed. He's about 3.9 down the line from the right side of the plate.
D'Antonio takes that one towards the corner. Parra over. Nice play. Good read on that ball as he was on the warning track. Delgado comes on and retires the side-in order. We have completed 6 innings, 1-4-0 for the world, 0-2-1 for USA.
For one magical night this summer, baseball history will take over New York City.
I've been waiting for this moment all my life.
Baseball's greats come for the final All-Star game ever at Yankee Stadium. The celebration begins Tuesday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
Watch your savings grow. Month after month, year after year. Cox Digital Telephone.
In 1971, Governor Ronald Reagan created San Onofre State Park specifically for recreational use and to be preserved forever as open space. The Department of Commerce will soon hear arguments for and against a proposed 6-lane toll road that, if constructed, would eliminate 60% of this precious park. Southern Californians need real traffic solutions, not more toll roads that pave over our state parks and open spaces.
Now the question is, if you had a day off, would you like to go sailing on that boat? Sorry, can't help you. I have no idea who owns it or what it is, but it's a nice looking boat, I'll tell you that. Obviously not under sail at the moment. We welcome you back to New York. A real summer day. Temperatures are going to be probably up in the upper 80s, maybe near 90.
Well, you take a look at that ground ball. Ramiro Pena making the play right there, ranging to his right, planting his back leg and showing off his arm strength. Showing above average arm strength on that play. Doesn't have to step, just plants and throws. And as a scout, you'd grade that as a 60 arm. Some might stretch it to a 70 arm and start comparing it to other major league infielders and arm strength. Well, Derek Jeter's got about an average arm right now. He's a 50. David Eckstein, a below average, a well below average arm. And Rafael Furcal, the best infield arm in the major leagues. He's an 80. So what scouts do, they'll watch a player make a play and then compare it to Derek Jeter. If it's better than Derek Jeter, then you're in the 60, 70, 80 range. If it's less than a Derek Jeter, then it's in the 40, 30, 20 range. You can kind of start to compare it to other players that are out there. It's a real valuable tool for scouts, comparing players to current major leaguers.
And we go to the top half of the 7th inning. Angel Villalona getting his first at bat as he will stand in here against Ryan Matthews, right-hander, Double-A Rockies organization with the Tulsa Drillers, a 19th round pick in 2003.
Closer for the Tulsa Double-A team. Runs that high fastball up in the zone, goes to the slider.
Villalona will take a strike on the outside corner, 1-1.
Villalona 6'3", about 210, 220 pounds, 17 years old, born in 1990, youngest player here in the Futures game.
Villalona will chop that one back towards the mound. Hops on that one. Matthews making sure he gets the out. Villalona's retired. One away here in the 7th inning. Good crowd on hand here at Yankee Stadium to see these young stars. The All-Star game, of course, will be here on Tuesday. And talking about for call, I saw the predictions you made. I actually agreed with you on something, which is pretty amazing.
How about that? Wow.
Dodgers in the West.
You're finally coming around a little bit.
No, you're the one who came over.
You know, the Dodgers have gotten very good pitching. They're getting healthy now, too. And, you know, Furcal had the back surgery, but if they get him back, and if they don't, they're still going to, I think, get a chance to make a trade to get a shortstop. A lot of talk about Jack Wilson being a possibility for them in the trade market. But what I like is the young hitters, the Matt Kemps, Andre Ethiers. I think they're going to come along more quickly than the Diamondbacks' young hitters are coming along.
Amazing. It'll be something if Torrey goes out there and is able to bring a team along that's had its problems along the way. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Juan Francisco. He is also getting his first at bat in the ball game. Left-handed hitter against Ryan Matthews. Francisco will take the pitch. That is going to miss for a ball. Francisco with the Sarasota Reds in the Florida State League. He's hitting .268, 12 homers, 55 RBIs for him. You see 4th in RBIs in the Florida State League on the season. Had a good big cut, boy. He doesn't get cheated up there, and a 2 ball, 2 strike count on him.
I got a chance to watch batting practice. I got to say, I really liked his stroke at the plate. The ball came off his bat nicely, very aggressive, attacking the ball. You know, Florida State League, a lot of big ballparks down there, you know, spring training ballparks, and ball doesn't always carry that well. 12 home runs and 55 RBIs, pretty good production.
Got some power. Swung on and fouled that one again. He certainly is not tentative at the plate. Well, that kind of a cut. Gary Carter, who was the catcher for Davey Johnson's '86 Mets that won the World Series, over in the dugout. The kid on hand. There are going to be so many Hall of Famers on hand for the All-Star game. They're going to be in the big parade on 6th Avenue. A red carpet parade in the afternoon prior to the ball game on Tuesday. That one looped out towards short, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. So Juan Francisco is on as he delivers a 1-out single there in the 7th inning. Only the 4th hit for the world team. USA has only 2. Reds had another look last year as Joey Votto hit with power. He had the solo home run of Clay Buchholz in his 2nd Futures appearance. Another name the Reds are looking at. And also Jay Bruce played for USA team. He had a triple. That one came at the AT&T Park last season. Some of the names who this year are being heard from at the major league level. Scott Campbell up. 1 down and 1 on. Campbell has flied out and struck out.
Jay Bruce, Joey Votto, 2 key parts of what I think is going to be a pretty good offense in Cincinnati for years to come. And Edwin Encarnacion at 3rd base can swing the bat as well.
That one off the handle towards second. Nice stop. Flip gets relay to first. Will not be in time, but a fine play at second base. And the fans applauding the defensive work.
Well, Chris Getz isn't the biggest tool guy. He doesn't have a lot of power. We saw him get down the line with above average speed, but he's a baseball player. He's a gamer. You see him go up the middle, ranging and having the presence of mind to roll over, make the flip to Valleca at second base and trying to get 2. And outstanding play right there.
They get the out at second base. Fielder's choice, 2 down as Campbell will be on at first. That's a nice play. Get that lead runner. Changes the whole inning. That one is drilled to left field. That is way back, and goodbye home run. Geez, Swung Lu delivers a homer on his first pitch seen. A 2 RBI shot and a 3-0 lead for the world. Well, that didn't take long. He has been watching from the dugout. Jae-Swon Lin coming on to play in center field, and that is not just his first at bat, but he went after the first pitch seen from Ryan Matthews and drilled it.
A product of the Boston Red Sox organization, did a nice job clearing his hands. That ball running inside. See him pull his hands inside, hitting against the front leg. Outstanding job keeping that pitch fair. That's not easy to do because that was in off the plate a little bit. Showed some real power there.
Wow. And a 3-0 lead now. And a dream come true. We said, what if one of these players is able to put one out at Yankee Stadium? Most of them, of course, have never even been here before, much less hit a home run in a game. Well, he just did. And I mean, he rocked that one. So 3 runs on 6 hits. And 2 across here in the top half of the 7th inning, and it came with 2 down. Jesus Montero is getting his first at bat. Montero coming on to do the catching.
Hello. Lin, known more for his speed. He's a championship sprinter from Chinese Taipei.
Well, he did run around the bases quickly. That one is hauled in by Brian Anderson, who came on to do the catching. But Lin delivers the home run, 2 up on 2 hits with nobody left on base. In a moment, he is not going to forget. And as a result of this swing of the bat and a shot 320 feet away, it is a 3-0 world lead.
Watch the computers. Come on, guys. The island's big enough for all of us. That's a truce.
Need new technology with extreme mobility? Get the HP Mini Notebook PC, featuring a scratch-resistant display and all aluminum case. For the latest in HP notebooks, visit cdw.com.
First thing I thought of was how upside down I was on my car loan. I'd still be making payments on a car I didn't have.
Lucky for Ron, he had LoJack. His car was returned. LoJack, the most successful theft recovery system on Earth.
Want to buy a box of Thin Mints?
Sure, I'll take 2 boxes.
How about 2 million?
No, 1 million.
Okay.
Wait, what? Oh, you're good.
Introducing the new Girl Scouts Thin Mint Cookie Blizzard at Dairy Queen. Creamy Cool Mint and real Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies.
It basically took me the whole summer. And I don't know how many times I needed to go to AutoZone, but at least now when I go, it's not on my bike.
David Otis? Big Papi やの?
It's that authentic. New era, official on-field cap of Major League Baseball.
And we welcome you back. Great to have you with us. You take a look at some of the former stars who you have seen in this game who are now not only performing at the major league level, but performing at an all-star caliber. Soriano's not going to be there, but made the team in any event. You see the future alums who are going to be at the 08 All-Star game with Mauer, Youkilis, Hamilton, the comeback player, maybe the story of the year, Francisco Rodriguez, Santana, Navarro, Morneau, Evan Longorios added to the team, Grady Sizemore at Cleveland. Those are alums of this futures game. And in the National League, Giovanni Soto, the first rookie catcher to start in the National League All-Star uniform, Berkman, Utley, Ramirez, Braun, Soriano, Cook. Soriano injured, replaced by David Wright, who's going to make it. Sheets, Volquez, Martin, Gonzalez, Ramirez, and Corey Hart added. I mean, what a list, and all played in this futures game.
When I come back as the general manager, that's the roster I want right there. I want those guys to play on my team. If I can just get that group of players for my team when I come back as a GM, I'll be happy.
All right, it's a deal.
Okay,
I'll be the owner of the team. I'll buy the team, okay? We'll come up with some money from somewhere.
Excellent.
Excellent. Fernando Salas working with the Cardinals AA organization, the Springfield Cardinals coming on. He was signed out of the Mexican League last year.
Putting up some big numbers as well. You see the 15 saves, 69 strikeouts in 49 innings, and doing it without overpowering stuff, working a sequence of pitches, using his fastball to both sides of the plate, particularly running it into left-handed hitters.
You sure got to like that ratio, Steve. 11 walks to 69 strikeouts in 49 innings pitched. We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. USA Nate Scher holds up. He has struck out and flied out. Still only 2 hits on the board, 2 singles. Matt Laporta got one in the 2nd inning. And Jason Donald got one in the 5th inning. Those are the only hits that USA's put on the board today. The delivery's a ground ball up the middle, perfectly positioned. Pena up with it, makes the throw over and gets the out. Charles is retired. One away in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And our aerial coverage today provided by Goodyear. Get there on Goodyear tires with carbon fiber. Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. On a beautiful sunny day. The site for this Futures All-Star game. Matt Laporta coming up. Laporta's had a single. He's gone 1 for 2. USA with a 5-4 edge in the first 9 seasons that this game has been played. The world trying to even that one up with a victory in this game today. And right now they've got a 3-0 lead. And Salas's pitch will catch the outside corner for a strike. One of the first-round picks. There are 7 first-rounders participating in this XM All-Star Futures game. Laporta is one of those. First-round pick, Cleveland, 07. He will foul that one back.
You know, one of the things in order to be a major league player is that you have to deal with adversity. You have to be able to deal with failure and show that you can cope with it. And you know, Matt Laporta, as a sophomore at Florida, put up big numbers. But his junior year struggled. He did not have the same kind of production. Things didn't go quite right. He got drafted and decided, you know what, I'm going to take a chance. Then I'm going to go back as a senior and put up the numbers again. He did it. It paid off for him. He went to the Brewers with the 8th overall pick and got a lot of money to do it.
That one is going to be swung on and missed. Dallas will record the strikeout. And there are 2 down here in the 7th inning. There will be an MVP named after the great Larry Doby, the Larry Doby Most Valuable Player Award, which will come up after this game. Kind of interesting that Chin Lung Hu, the Dodgers player, won it in 07, 2 for 2 with a couple of RBIs. And the home run by Lynn is certainly going to put him in consideration for the MVP of this ball game, depending on what happens the rest of the way.
Now, Chin Lung Hu got a chance to get a little time at the major leagues this year for the Dodgers, but in the absence of Rafael Furcal, but has struggled. Again, that consistency that all of these players strive for just wasn't there for him.
Dexter Fowler at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Fowler has gone the distance here. He has flied out and hit into a double play. His pitching performance by the world future players has been pretty darn impressive, as they have walked only 3. They have picked up 6 combined strikeouts in the ball game and allowed only the 2 hits. Everybody working an inning. And Salas on, trying for a 1-2-3 inning himself, and he's got a chance to get it. Short hop. Jesus at second makes the play over, and indeed he does. And we have completed 7 innings as Fernando Salas, the right-hander with the Cardinal organization, sets the side down in order. 3-0 World.
At Samuel Adams, every once in a while the Brewers get scared when I think, I wonder if we can do this. And, oh no! What now? What are we going to have to do now?
That's kind of the challenge, is developing different flavors that people haven't tasted before.
Yeah, when you're a small independent brewer, you can do whatever you want.
It's an incredible amount of freedom, and that's what makes this job great, is our passion for creating things that no one's ever tasted before.
Sam Adams, we make the finest beer we can. Just one great beer after another. First day that I was here, they gave me a 6-pack of beer to take home, and I've been back every day since.
I am Darkmane, and this is my manifesto. 1. Originality is for losers. 2. I am more original than the X Games. 3. As such, you should join my army and real athletes wear tube socks and stupid X Games that I hate. And the scroll's really not a good way of doing it.
X Games 14 starts July 31st. Presented by Subaru.
And we welcome you back to the XM All-Star Futures game at Yankee Stadium. Steve Phillips and Aaron Andrews. I'm Gary Thorne, and a good ball game as these young players have put on a show. It is a 3-0 lead for World, and the manager of the team out in front is with Aaron Andrews. Aaron?
And he was just joking around. It's not so much about the coaching. It's about your players, right? They're making you look good.
That's right. You know, you're a good man just always because you have good players. And so far, you know, it's a long way to go here. They're making me look good.
Yeah, they definitely are. Hey, you spent 7 years here with the Yankees. What did you tell these guys before they took the field about how special this place is?
Well, I think when they took the field for batting practice and stretching, they were all just looking around. They were in awe of the place. And when batting practice is over, I just told them, go out there, have fun, play your game. And it's last year in Yankee Stadium, and I think all of these guys from other countries, they realize the magnitude of this game and the stadium.
What's it like for you to be a part of this weekend?
Oh, I'm totally honored. You know, I was going to be here anyway to watch the All-Star game with my kids, but when they asked me to be a manager of this team, it was just something I couldn't refuse, and I'm very happy I did it.
You're kind of enjoying wearing this coaching hat, huh? You're working with the University of South Florida, also doing some stuff with the Yankees. How much is coaching in your future, do you think?
Well, I really do like it. You know, I started at the University of South Florida, and I'm still there, and working with the Yankees in spring training and this, I'm really liking it a lot. I love the teaching part of it, the strategy part of it, so hopefully in the future I'll be in it somewhere, but right now I'm happy with the part-time stuff.
Well, on a sad note, the Yankees lost a very important and dear member of their family yesterday in Bobby Mercer. What thoughts or memories will you have of him?
Well, just a great human being. You know, Bobby was so great to all of us, the opposing team, the Yankees, and anytime you were struggling, you know, he always seemed to make it a point to come up to me or whoever was struggling and just talk to them, tell them when he struggled, and he always made you feel good. I'm very sad, and my thoughts and prayers go out to his wife, Kay.
All right, Tino, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Gary?
All right, Aaron. Tino Martinez, who, of course, was here with the Yankees for a large part of his 16 seasons in the majors. 4 World Championships with the Yankees for Tino, and he got a great hand when he was introduced to the crowd prior to the ball game. Hernandez will lead it off. Casey Weathers, right-handers, come on to do the pitching. Fouled away. Casey Weathers with the Double-A Rockies team, the Tulsa Drillers.
Now, first-round pick for the Rockies last year out of Vanderbilt University, closer for their college team that went to the College World Series. And you see the numbers there: 40 strikeouts in 35 innings. Power stuff.
Marcus Hernandez, he has gone the distance, batting in the number 9 spot. He has struck out and lined out to the pitcher his last time up. The center fielder, Atlanta Braves organization, out of Venezuela, signed in 2005. 1 ball, 2 strike count on him. Weathers' delivery to him is a grounder that'll be fouled outside of third.
Well, Weathers has that kind of stuff and experience on his resume that a lot of thoughts he's a fast track guy, that, you know, he's at Double-A now. The Rockies bullpen at times can use help. They have Brian Fuentes closing for them now after Manny Corpus struggled this year. And Fuentes' name has been talked about a lot. He's a guy potentially being dealt. Possibly Weathers going to the big leagues if he is.
Weathers has been impressive, working exclusively in relief. He had a strikeout in 18 straight appearances that went on through late June, and had a big $1.8 million contract that he signed originally. 2-2 delivery on the way is swung on and missed. He got him for a strikeout, and Hernandez is retired, 1 away. A reminder that the Boys and Girls Clubs of America is the official charity of Major League Baseball, reaching more than 4 million kids worldwide. Together they create a positive place for kids. And the lucky kids who get to be part of the festivities here today and throughout this stand. Fan Fest, of course, going on at the Jacob Javits Center in New York. Fan Fest at every All-Star game. A great place for both youngsters and adults. See some history of the game, interactive. Throw the ball, hit the ball. Stars are on hand signing autographs. It's a great time.
Well, that Fan Fest is tremendous. It's growing every year, and this year a lot of interactive, a lot of memorabilia, autograph signing, legends of the game signing autographs was over there. And so Roy White, Mickey Rivers, Dick Williams.
A lot of Hall of Famers, as we said, will be on hand for all of the festivities here in New York, starting actually last week. Late last week for Fan Fest, and more players and stars coming in. Great view of Yankee Stadium from on high. 2-0 count of on to Jesus. He has picked up a couple of singles, 2 for 3 in the ball game, and he will take the pitch inside for a ball. middle infielder, and his dad also the same. Jesus, a shortstop. Ahead on the count here, 3-0. Weathers delivery to him and got it in for a strike.
I talked to a lot of fans about the Futures game, and they like it because they do fantasy baseball and they get a chance to see some of the young top prospects that they can get out in front of for the next year. Maybe draft them, put them on their bench, and hold them until they break in. A lot of team people had Jay Bruce, Joey Votto on their rosters.
It is a great time for that. A lot of what those who play the games only see in name and in print, you get to see on the field.
Casey Weathers is a guy that's going to be in the major leagues very quickly. He has just an explosive fastball. When he can command it, hit his spots, and then throw the slider off of it, at times he's unhittable.
Pena is now in the leadoff spot as Weathers working against the World that has the 3-0 lead here in the top half of the 8th inning. Jesus on at first base. He got caught stealing in the 6th inning. How many of those have we had now?
It's a couple pickoffs and I think 2 caught steals. So 4 base runners gunned down so far. We're going to ask Tino Martinez if who he delegated the base running duties to in the World dugout.
The arms have been outstanding. That pitch will be taken by Pena inside, and Brian Anderson will head out to have a word with Weathers. May have gotten crossed up. Tino probably won't take any of the decisions for base running to heart for himself.
No, he wasn't really a base. You look at Tino Martinez, and Yankee fans love him, and he did a very difficult thing, and that's filling the shoes of Don Mattingly. When Mattingly was done playing, that's a tough job to come in and fill the shoes of somebody as beloved as Don Mattingly was, and to have the fans love him as much as he did really shows you the way that Tino went about playing the game.
And that is taken for a strike. 2-ball, 1-strike count. Don Mattingly in Monument Park. That's a very special place to be in the history of this organization. And that pitch will be taken down low for a ball. And that'll take the count to 3 balls and 1 strike on Pena.
Don Mattingly now the hitting coach for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Good to see that he's going to get back with a big club, having to have personal time off for much of this season. 3-1 delivery on the way, jammed him, tried to hold up on it. Did he? Yes, and that will be ball 4. So Weathers surrenders the walk. That's 2 issued back-to-back here, and the World again gets an opportunity here in the 8th inning with runners on at first and second base and only 1 away. Parra will get the RBI opportunity. Parra, who has worked in 2 different levels, Southern League, now with the Visalia Oaks. Combined numbers, 282, 4 homers, 32 RBIs. He's got 2 on here with 1 away. And Parra takes a cut at a pitch that ate him up, down, and in from Weathers.
When you got a 96, 97 mile-an-hour fastball, you speed up the hitter's bat, then you throw the slider in exactly the same plane, and Weathers' slider can be 91 miles per hour. So that's an absolutely power pitch. So you can see he has the stuff to be a potential closer. Now he needs the consistency in the strike zone.
Parra's had 1 at bat and flied out. He fouls that one back. He is considered by the scouts as the best pure hitter in the Diamondbacks organization. At Class A, the Midwest League, he won a batting title, hitting .320. That was in South Bend last season. Putting up a .283 average, 4 homers and 32 RBIs this year. Parra with runners at first and second, fouls it back. Weathers holds the count at 2 strikes on him.
I think that some of the scouts would refer to him as kind of a poor man's Carlos Beltran. I mean, Beltran's certainly one of those elite center fielders, but they think this kid has the potential to grow into being something very similar to Beltran in center field.
We've talked about positioning, Steve. It's the ignored part of the game. Usually we're looking at pitchers and guys who are at the plate hitting, but where are they going to play when they come up? While they're in the minors, oftentimes is a real issue for a number of these players.
Well, there's no question. I mean, I think that you develop your players to play the skill positions, but if you have somebody in that position at the major league level, they have to be able to be prepared to play there too. And I I tell you, I saw so many young players get locked in to be a number 3, number 4 hitter. So they never hit and run. They never bunt for a hit. They only play center field. And then they get to the big leagues, and you ask them to do something different, and they can't do it. So part of the appropriate development of every player is you better expose them to more than just one thing. You can't just be the guy who goes up, tries to hit the gapper or hit the home run. I mean, I remember Greg Jeffries, top prospect with the Mets, great hitter coming up. He got to the big leagues, and Davey Johnson, who's in the U.S. dugout now, asked him to bunt. And he didn't get it down. He said, I never bunted in the minor leagues. Well, that's a failure of the farm system.
And that's why when we talk about organizational structure, the organizations usually that come up with winning operations are those that have a system that applies from top to bottom, or maybe better put, from bottom to top.
And everybody's asked to do things. You have to sacrifice bunt, even if you're a number 4 hitter on a Double-A team, because when you get to the big leagues, you're going to be batting 7th and have to get the runner over.
Yep. A shot over the dugout. 1 ball, 2 strike count remains on Parra.
I had a chance to talk to Ed Lynch, former general manager, Chicago Cubs. He's doing some scouting for USA Baseball, and one of the things he said is, you see so many kids today, you read the report and say he can really swing the bat, but he doesn't have a position. And the reason for that is kids are learning the game in batting cages today. They're not out in the fields playing.
That ball's shot into left field for a base hit. Golson's up with it. They'll hold the runner, playing very shallow. He gets it in. Parra gets a base hit, and World has loaded him up here in the 8th inning after the strikeout. 2 walks and a single off Weathers have put 3 on and only 1 away.
A good piece of hitting by Parra right here. He stays on the ball, committed a little early, but kept his hands back, able to kind of guide it into left field, and Golson charges hard, does a nice job getting to the ball. John Stearns coaching third base. Good decision to hold him up.
And the Olympics pitching coach, Marcel Latchman, made a visit to the mound just to say hi. This Olympic team that's going to be headed up by Davey Johnson, who's managing this ball club. His coaching staff here today is the coaching staff he will take with him. Reggie Smith is the hitting coach. Rick Eckstein is going to be the third base and bench coach, and Dick Cook will be the auxiliary coach, all here and all working in the Olympic operation as well. Foul back, bases loaded, 0-1 count. World has a 3-0 lead, out hitting USA 7-2. There's Reggie Smith. He knew what to do with the bat.
Yes, he did.
Still does from the coaching perspective. Villalona with a great opportunity here, swung on and missed as Weathers put that one away from him.
Villalona, the Giants organization, signed a $2.2 million signing bonus to give that some perspective. He's just 17 years old, but that's more money than they gave to Tim Lincecum, signed in the first round of the draft. So they have high hopes and expectations for this big, strong young man.
Villalona, the delivery to him will be fouled straight back. Named the top prospect in the rookie league in the Arizona League. He's another guy who's moved around a little bit. He's moved to first base from third because they were worried about his size and whether or not he would be agile enough to play at third base. So he's been playing first base, and that's where he is right now in this game. Villalona with an 0-2 count, 1 down, bases loaded. Weathers' delivery to him came back inside and got him. He did not foul tip that. He is out of there, and there are 2 down. Big strikeout.
A big swing from a big young man, and with 2 strikes, got to try to cut that down just a little bit. And Weathers has that explosive fastball. They set up away, but he throws it up and in and just surprises them and finds that hole in the swing. You see a little bit of an uppercut, some lift to that swing, and swings just underneath that heater.
So a couple of strikeouts in the inning. Weathers could actually strike out the side here. He's also walked 2 and given up a single. By far, of all the pitchers, he has thrown the most in this game. Juan Francisco takes a strike. The bases are loaded. Pena's on at third. He got a walk. Another walk at second base, Parra. And a single by Parra, rather. He's on at first, and Weathers trying to work his way out of this. And Francisco with a big swing, 0-2.
Now, one of the things for Juan Francisco, he's going to have to work on 83 strikeouts, 9 base on balls. So he goes up to the plate hacking. That's why in batting practice the ball comes off his bat pretty good, but if he chases that many pitches out of the zone, he's going to have an awfully tough time because pitchers will just try to work the corners and expand the zone.
He is a switch hitting third baseman. The home runs evident in the Midwest League Class A, 25. He led the league last season in home runs. And he's looking for one right here. Out of the Dominican Republic, signed in 2004. Reds organization. 1-2 delivery, takes the pitch away. Weathers thought he might have had a strikeout, was headed to the dugout, but it's 2-2.
Well, he's going to learn. You have to earn that pitch. He's been really missing his spots. He's been all over the place, and when you finally do try to throw it just off the corner, the umpire's not likely to give you that pitch because you have to work the corner and then expand off of it. He hasn't been doing that.
2-ball, 2-strike count, and he does strike the side out. In between, a couple of walks and a single, and they all were left on. We'll go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. World on top, 3-0.
Take this away from this, and you've got a bunch of this. With price assurance only from Orbitz, if another customer books the same flight at a lower price, we'll automatically send you the difference in cash. Simple arithmetic, Orbitz style.
For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
What goes around comes around. Every time you buy quality products at Citgo, you help keep people in the neighborhood working. Because every Citgo station is locally owned, so you help keep our quality of life working too. Your locally owned Citgo, there at every turn.
You know where? Daddy, can't wait to get my license meets. Can't believe my baby's driving. Oh yeah, I'm there.
Got a teen driver? State Farm's Steer Clear program helps them learn safety, and you save cash. Call a State Farm agent today.
Need something? To find it locally, you need yellowpages.com.
XM All-Star Futures Game is brought to you by XM. 170 channels to find what turns you on, including MLB on XM. Every team, every game. And in part by Orbitz. Visit Orbitz.com today and save.
Here in New York, we're in the Bronx Yankee Stadium, and the world has a 3-0 lead going to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Outstanding pitching and defense evident in this game. Lynn with the home run for 2 RBIs as the chopper heads away. And we continue with the pitching changes. Henry Rodriguez working in high A ball at Stockton Ports for the A's.
Well, this kid has some sort of explosive fastball. In spring training, touched 100 miles per hour. So you see 108 strikeouts, 84 innings. He has power stuff. The 59 walks, not always the best command around. And you talk about grading out pitchers. Average fastball for a right-hander somewhere 90, 91 miles per hour. Well, we talk about Jabba Chamberlain last year, Justin Verlander. Well, this young man, you know, you talk about guys that throw the ball 96, 98 miles per hour. Jabba Chamberlain would grade out in 80 in the 20 to 80 scale. Cliff Lee right around the 90, 91 range. Might touch 92, a tick above average. And Jamie Moyer, you're talking about a guy throwing 81 to 83, 84 miles per hour. That's a 20, but they all are effective major league pitchers, so velocity only tells you part of the story. Movement, certainly something that's evaluated, graded out as well. And how do you use the secondary pitches off of the fastball, regardless of the velocity that you use?
Well, we'll see what Rodriguez can do here as we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. USA running out of outs to work with here. Brian Anderson is doing the catching. He's going to get his first at bat. We'll take a look south on the beautiful island of Manhattan.
What a great day today, too, huh?
Couldn't ask for a nicer day. How pleasant and comfortable it's been here in the city at a time when it can be really uncomfortable and hot and steamy. This is Brian Anderson, who's been doing the catching. Anderson will take the pitch down low. 21-year-old, 311 career average in the minor leagues. He skipped Class A, became one of the youngest players at Double-A, and then has moved up to Triple-A. So he's in a hurry on his way to the major league level. It's 4 pro seasons now for Anderson of the Cardinals, playing with the Memphis Redbirds. 347, 3 homers, 35 RBIs. Pitch is taken down low for a ball and a 3-0 count.
You get a chance to watch Henry Rodriguez, and you look at Brian Anderson there, and likely to take a pitch. You see the on-base percentage for a guy that knows how to take a walk and looking to start off an inning. Rodriguez, kind of a short armor, does not get real extension back as his hand comes out of his glove. You know, similar to Roger Clemens, was kind of a short armor as well, but able to generate velocity with the bottom half and the rotation as they go to the plate.
3-0 delivery, taking all the way, and that's going to be a leadoff walk, and that is exactly what USA needed. Base runners here in the ball game late. Leadoff walk in the 8th inning.
Velocity is always a good thing because you can make mistakes in the zone, but you've got to get in the zone to get the hitter to swing the bat.
Well, let's see if USA can take advantage of this. Only 4 walks have been issued by the pitchers for the World Future All-Stars. And that has resulted in not a lot of base runners on. This will be the first at-bat. Chris Valaika will take the pitch on the outside corner. Valaika batting in the number 9 spot. Valaika hitting .316, 13 homers, and 57 RBIs in the Cincinnati organization. Valaika will foul that one off. He moved up from the Chattanooga Lookouts to the Sarasota, from the Sarasota Reds. Combined numbers: 15 homers, 59 RBIs, and a .318 average.
You know, one of the difficulties of USA baseball and evaluating players is, you know, you have a player hitting .360 at the Class A level and a player hitting .290 at the AAA level. So which one's better? I mean, could the player hitting .360 at the A level compete at that higher AAA level and get the job done? And they're having to make some of those evaluations, putting their roster together.
Valaika fouled that one off, and Montero caught it full on the mask and buckled him over. And John Tumpane, the home plate umpire, going to go out to the mound just to give the catcher a chance to regroup.
You know, I've always wondered, why in the world did you want to be a catcher? I mean, I understand you've got arm around it, but they're still throwing. This guy's throwing 98 miles per hour, and you know what? They deflect off the bat sometimes. I wouldn't play. I don't know. I don't understand it.
That's what we were talking about earlier. Why catchers are at such a premium now for that very reason. 0-2 delivery on the way, and he got him swinging. So he comes back and gets the strikeout after the walk. Henry Rodriguez, one away here in the 8th inning.
Number 2.
Hope you are enjoying a look-see at the future of Major League Baseball as the XM All-Star Futures game taking place. Team World, Team USA, along with Steve Phillips, Aaron Andrews, and some great guests we've had on. I'm Gary Thorne. We are in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Game was expanded to 9 innings. Used to be a 7-inning ball game, but in the end it resulted in pitchers having to come on and get one hitter out maybe, and then another one and another one. They just weren't getting a good look at them. And these guys certainly 9 innings worthy. So that's what it is this year. That'll be taken inside. Greg Golson up. Golson in the leadoff spot. 1 at bat, struck out.
Now Davey Johnson is the manager. He believes in on-base percentage. So guys taking walks in this game really does score points with Davey Johnson, and try to get runners on base and see if he can't get somebody to run into one.
Golson to the Phillies organization, goes after the heater, doesn't get it. 300 batter with 8 home runs, 39 RBIs this year. That may be a pitch about as fast as he's seen all year. That had some hump on it.
And it's awfully tough when you have an uppercut swing to catch up with that fastball up in the zone.
Henry Rodriguez Delivers the 1-2, and he got him. Rodriguez at times here against a couple of hitters, overwhelmingly dominating.
You know, it's interesting. I mean, he has the potential to be a closer. He has that kind of stuff. Yet the A's are putting him in the rotation in the minor leagues to help develop his secondary pitches. I really do like that. You see him just run the fastball right by Golson. You know, Golson's bat doesn't stay in the plane of the ball for very long. It kind of goes in and comes out, as opposed to staying through the ball to be able to drive it.
There are 2 down, and the pitch taken away by Chris Getz, who made the fine defensive play earlier in the ball game at second base. Getz has had 1 at bat. He grounded out. Runner on at first. There are 2 down here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Henry Rodriguez, he's looking to strike the side out. The way he's going, he just might get that done.
So that's some gas right there, and he has some deception with his delivery because he is so short and back. As the ball comes out of his glove, his arm kind of gets on you pretty quick. He's a big guy with presence on the mound.
Fans oohing and eyeing over the heat. Ooh, and down he goes. He slipped on the mound. It's as though he is all right. 1 ball, 2 strike count. You can cause yourself some muscle problems right there.
You see him follow through, and hopefully nothing gave right there. I think I might send somebody out just to check and make sure that, you know, something didn't buckle underneath him, that it was just a slip.
Pretty good tumble right there, but he did land on his wallet. And if you can do that, you're generally okay.
It's a good sign. Listen, with this kind of stuff, he's got a chance to make some money.
1-2 delivery on the way. Came back and just missed inside.
Yeah, he threw it 100, so my guess is that he didn't hurt anything on the slip on the pitch before.
Apparently he's okay. How would you like to be the hitter and the guy who just fell throwing 100 miles an hour, and now he's going to throw another pitch, and you're not really sure you want to dig in? You know what I mean? I want to stay with that heater. 2-2 runner at first. He does strike the side out. Wow. Pretty impressive performance right there by Rodriguez. New York and Lady Liberty in the harbor. A 3-0 world lead. Bring them on.
Welcome, sluggers. Come, launch them over my fences. Knock one into my beloved bleachers. Send them to my upper decks, my short porch, my black. Hit them where the greatest in history have hit them. You supply the fireworks. I'll throw the party.
For the first time and last time at Yankee Stadium, the State Farm Home Run Derby, tomorrow 8 p.m. on ESPN.
Hey, there's my favorite little fella.
What the heck is that? Oh, it's my dad's savings.
Shows your cannonball, sport.
Make savings a part of your life day after day with Cox Digital Telephone.
If you're looking for a wine country experience in downtown Los Angeles, visit the San Antonio Winery. Enjoy lunch and sample our award-winning wines like the Riboli Family Cabernet Sauvignon. The winery and its Madalena restaurant offer an escape like that of a visit to the Napa Valley. It's right in your own backyard, and it will cost you a lot less. Visiting the San Antonio Winery and dining at the Madalena restaurant is a perfect way to experience a day in the wine country with family and friends. The San Antonio Winery. Visit us soon.
Power, patience, endurance, and a little bit of luck. 8 of the game's greatest home run hitters swing for the fences one last time in the house that Ruth built. Tape measure shots will determine the next State Farm Home Run Derby champion tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
So it is almost here. Tomorrow, the State Farm Home Run Derby will be taking place, and the names you will be very familiar with who will be involved in it tomorrow. Chase Utley's got 25, Ryan Braun with 23, Dan Uggla. You see the rest with Josh Hamilton at 21, Evan Longoria 16, Justin Marneau at 14. Evan Longoria played in this Futures game last year This was out in San Francisco. He doubled in the game there, and he is one of 2 players from last year's future games who will be playing in the Major League All-Star game this season. Giovanni Soto, the catcher for the National League from the Cubs, being involved. Longoria, of course, was elected by the fans. He collected 9 million votes, more than doubling that. It was set last year by Chris Young, who had 4.4 million in that final position. So congratulations to Evan Longoria. A delivery here, a chopper by Scott Campbell. Played easily, and Getz makes the play, 1 away to set us on to do the pitching.
From the San Francisco Giants organization, you see the numbers there, 7-0 record, an outstanding ERA in his professional career. He is 29-5. Not overpowering stuff. He's never been a top prospect, but he just wins everywhere he goes, and now he's on the radar in here at the All-Star Futures game.
Shea-Swan Lin, who has delivered the big blow of this ball game, a home run, 2 RBIs, first at bat, 7th inning, was the very first pitch he saw, playing in center field, coming off the bench, and that extended what had been a 1-0 lead since the first inning to a 3-0 lead as it currently is. 5 home runs on the season for Lin. This one off the end of the bat. Dolson, the left fielder, nobody's going to get to it. They did not communicate on that one, and Lin gets a single, and he's 2 for 2 in the ball game.
Well, that one didn't carry quite as much as the one back in the 7th inning carried, and he got a first pitch fastball that ran inside on the hands. He cleared his hands, kept it inside the foul pole, with a big 2-run homer to stretch the lead to 3-0. So a big at bat for him. Now on base with a single. Remember, a sprint 100-meter champion from Chinese Taipei, so he can absolutely fly. Now he's learning how to steal bases and translate that speed into base running.
19 years old, and will be a threat to go. He's playing at low Class A for the Red Sox. Lin is, who's on at first base. Jesus Montero, breaking ball that is a called strike on the outside corner. He had 1 at bat, popped out to the catcher. Montero for the Yankees, playing for the Charleston River Dogs. Power guy. Pitch will be taken up high, and a 1-ball 2-strike count.
He's a big-time power guy. Yankees gave him a ton of money out of Venezuela. All of the scouts that saw him said this guy's got light tower power.
That's going to be a base hit into right field for Montero. Runner will stop at second. Schuerholz gets it back in. Montero's on with a base hit. This World team has dominated. That is the 9th hit they've had. USA has only 2. They've got the 3-0 lead. They have outpitched, outpowered, outhit so far USA.
Montero smiling there, and a Yankee farmhand getting a base hit at Yankee Stadium. And after batting practice today, all of the New York media really gathered around the young guy, and that can be somewhat intimidating, as nothing really prepares you for that as you go through the minor leagues.
Welcome to New York. Hernandez will take a strike on the outside corner. Gorkas Hernandez has gone the distance in right field. He is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts in the ball game. World team trying to put some more up on the board. That will be taken away. 1-ball 1-strike count. Hernandez, a .283 hitter, 4 homers and 24 RBIs. Weathers, the last to pitch, struck the side out for USA. Only time that's happened against the World. There's 1, and over to first base there's 2. Good play by Wes Hodges at third base. No runs and a couple of hits, no errors. 2 are left on base. Cleveland Indians taking a look at Hodges and Laporta. We go to the bottom half of the ninth.
All this nonconformity just makes me want to break things. I just pretended that belonged to Brian Deegan.
X Games 14 starts July 31st.
I didn't see that coming.
It's a crunchy hot wing with no sauce.
But it's still got all the kick.
Sauceless and crunchy, it's amazing.
In a split second, everything that I knew about hot wings has changed. In this new wing world, anything is possible.
Will you go out with me?
Yes.
Didn't see that coming.
Crunchy on the outside, spicy on the inside. The sauceless hot wing is at KFC. Come in today and get 20 for $9.99 or try 6 wings for just $2.99. Life tastes better with KFC.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, the bike had just vanished, and we were stuck out here.
1 hour later, Tim and Jesse's bike was recovered thanks to LoJack, the only vehicle recovery system used by police. LoJack, the most successful theft recovery system on Earth.
More baseball is going to be coming your way. Speaking of New York City, Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell, ESPN at 8 o'clock. The other side of town, it's going to be Shea Stadium. The Colorado Rockies are in town. The Mets are just a half a game out of first. They've got an 8-game win streak. Coverage begins with baseball tonight, driven by Chevy at 7 Eastern. Mark Redmond 2 and 4. Mike Pelfrey 4. The Mets at 7 and 6 are the scheduled starters. There's a look at Shea. Across LaGuardia Airport and from the Bronx over to Queens, where we are at Yankee Stadium. And we go to the bottom half of the 9th inning as the world will try and put away a win and even up these series games at 5-5. Sharon Martis.
Well, a youngster some may recognize from the World Baseball Classic, pitching for Curacao through a 7-inning no-hit game there, and got to change the speeds, moves the ball around, not that overpowering, but just knows how to pitch, good feel for location and expanding the strike zone.
So Martis on to try and wrap it up. A 3-0 lead, 3-9-0 for the World Future Stars, and an 0-2-1 for USA. Wes Hodges grounded out in his only at bat, the number 3 hitter. Martis will miss with that one for a ball. 2 singles. Laporta in the 2nd inning. Donald in the 5th, and this one a single, and that's where he'll stay as it ricochets out. Hernandez gets it back in, and it may be a ground rule double. That may have been touched up. It is. So he's going to get down to second base. Hodges will get a leadoff ground rule double here in the 9th.
Does a nice job keeping that ball fair. The ball runs in on his hands, able to keep his hands inside the ball, hit it down the line. The ball does go out of play as it bounces over that short restraining wall there.
Number 30.
He's on with a double, the first extra base hit USA has had. D'Antonia now up. He is 0 for 3 in the ball game. He's been the designated hitter and gone the distance in the ball game in that capacity. So a chance here, USA trying to rally and win one in the 9th inning. Pacific Coast League numbers. D'Antonia will take it for a strike at 375 with 15 homers and 61 RBIs. Big numbers. Runner off second base, 1-1 delivery. Took a little off that pitch and got it up high, got him to go after it. A 1-2 strike count.
Well, D'Antonia in this game has really chased the ball up in the zone, and the swing has a chance to get a little bit long. Has a tough time speeding up and catching up to the ball up.
D'Antonia waiting. Big lead at second. The infield staying spread out here. They'll let that run go at second and Hodges and not let a ball get through, as they'll usually a shortstop second baseman might move in on the runner, but here they want the out. 2-ball 2-strike count, and just missed with that one, and it'll go full 3-2. USA trying to get another on, get that potential tying run to the plate.
We saw Evan Longoria last year, and we see D'Antonia here. The calmness where you're intense but not tense, and that's the difference between experience and inexperience.
D'Antonia will foul that one back. 3-ball 2-strike count. Big hitter right here. Both ways in this game. Get him out of there, and it really changes the complexion of things. He gets on, and suddenly USA got a real shot. 3-2 delivery, breaking ball. Popped him up. First base side. Laporta comes on and puts it away and gets the out. Antonio retired.
Well, Martís got away with a hanging slider right there. Very fortunate. Antonio's going to be kicking himself because he got a ball up, hanging, and he just got underneath it.
And there's one away. Still a runner on at second base. Bottom of the ninth inning, 3-0 lead for the World team. Their future stars have been dominant in this ball game. Clayton Richard, the starting pitcher for USA, charged with one of the runs that came in the first inning on a fielder's choice. Sherrills pops that one up short. Pena's got it. The wind was blowing that one away to left field, but he'd made the call, and once you do that, you better put it away, and he did.
Now, we've seen not the best handling of pop-ups and pop-up priorities there. Now, you know, that tends to be universal. I mean, those pop-up priorities are universal no matter what organization you're in, no matter what team you're with, no matter what level you're playing at. The outfielder always has priority over the shortstop. We saw the U.S. team struggle with that last inning, and they're not the kind of communication you want it from the World team.
Now Matthew Laporta will come up with 2 down. Runner at second base. He's played at first base throughout the game. 1 for 3 with a single. First round pick we talked about. He'll take the pitch for a strike on the outside corner with the Indians, playing a double-A ball. He led all Division I hitters as a sophomore at Florida with 26 home runs. Big power. Runner off second base, and the 0-1 delivery. Good stop made. Ball kept in front. Montero making sure the runner can't move up, and it will go to 1-1.
We play this game and then look forward to the spring when the World Baseball Classic comes back again. It's a lot of fun to do that the last time around. Japan winning that.
We, of course, enslaved in Puerto Rico. Tough duty.
There were worse places to be, wasn't it? That was pretty fun to do.
So.
Tell you what, it was the environment down there was fantastic.
Unbelievable. What a great time. 1-1 delivery. Look at all these world players here. I mean, they will be scattered about in the Classic and in the Olympics too. They'll be playing for a number of different countries.
Martís starred for Curacao, throwing that 7-inning no-hitter last time around, and likely to be on their potential roster again this time around.
Off-speed pitch is going to miss, and the count goes to 3-1. USA not going quietly here. Lynn with a home run in the 7th inning that added the 2 as a 2 RBI homer and made it the 3-0 ball game, and you can see how important that was here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. And that pitch is outside, so USA is going to get the potential tying run to the plate here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. That is the 5th walk surrendered by the 9 world pitchers who have worked in this ball game, and it puts runners on at first and second base with 2 down. Dexter Fowler coming up. Fowler's gone the distance in center field. Fowler has had an 0 for 3 in the ball game. The Rockies Double-A Tulsa Drillers outfielder. And he will take a strike on the outside corner.
9 home runs at Double-A for Fowler this year. So the power is there, starting to develop.
Power and speed for the lanky left-hander. And the pitch is taken down low for a ball. Fowler with 45 walks, 72 strikeouts on the season. Looking to keep this ball game alive with 2 down in the bottom of the 9th. And that's going to be outside. And a 2-ball 1-strike count, so he gets it to a hitter's count.
Well, slugging over 500 as well. 24 doubles, 7 triples, pointing to the speed. 9 home runs, 16 stolen bases. So that unique combination of power and speed.
2-1 pitch, grounded to first base. What a stop made. Martinez will take it to the bag and get the out, and that will do it as the world future All-Stars have come away with a 9 pitching 9-pitcher performance shutout, and they get the 3-0 win.
Outstanding effort. We saw some power arms. Pitching prevailed in this game, and have to come away thinking that there's some pretty good pitching coming along as we go. And Team USA going to regroup and try to put together the roster to get ready for the Olympics.
And as we mentioned earlier, with this performance by this Team USA, the decisions here in New York are going to be made tonight with all of the Olympic people on hand as to what that roster is going to look like. So a lot of these young players will be anxiously waiting the phone call that they hope will come that'll put them on the Olympic team. But congratulations to the World All-Star Futures. They win it 3-0. Back to Yankee Stadium in a bit.
Whoa, I didn't see that coming.
It's a crunchy hot wing with no sauce.
But it's still got all the kick.
Sauceless and crunchy, it's amazing.
In a split second, everything that I knew about hot wings has changed. In this new wing world, anything is possible.
Will you go out with me?
Yes.
Didn't see that coming.
Crunchy on the outside, spicy on the inside. The sauceless hot wing is at KFC. Come in today and get 20 for $9.99 or try 6 wings for just $2.99. Life tastes better with KFC.
Thanks, guys. All right, I'll see you guys on 13.
Greg, can we go now? We have a lot of stuff to get configured for you.
Technology specialists, configuration services, and all the technology you need when you need it. CDW, official technology partner of the PGA Tour.
Okay, Bob, same time tomorrow.
Bye, Greg. Ouch.
You're fine, the next you're not. Benefits from Unum can help maintain your lifestyle if you're ever injured or ill, so you can protect the most valuable asset of all, you. Unum, better benefits at work.
What a great sight there at Yankee Stadium as the fans having an opportunity to see these young players, and as I guess you would rightly expect, but nevertheless impressive, a great performance by the players on both of these teams. A well-played ball game for guys who've never played together before.
Well-played game, some real talent on this field, and without a question, we're going to be seeing some of these players next year having an impact on their major league clubs.
Aaron Andrews at field level. Aaron?
Gary, well, nice scene down here out on the field. Jimmy Lee Solomon with Major League Baseball and Brian Grossman with XM presenting Chase Schwanlin with the MVP trophy right now, and I know he appreciates that very much. We're going to talk right now with Chase Schwanlin's interpreter, Mickey. And after we get him over here, come on over. If you could just ask him, this was his first at-bat, the first pitch. What was his mindset going into this?
这是你第一球，在那个打席的第一球啊，你觉得那时候有什么想法？我没有想太多，就喜欢的球就打了，就刚好抓到第一个。He didn't think too much, just get a good pitch to hit, and apparently he's lucky.
And of course, we have to ask him, being part of the Red Sox organization, what was it like hitting a home run here at Yankee Stadium? As we hear the boos, why wouldn't we?
就是身为红袜队小联盟球员，然后在洋基球场打出全垒打，还被全场这样嘘，有什么感觉？我也不知道，脑筋一片空白，因为第一次比这种比赛就还蛮紧张的，然后就还表现还这么好，所以。I was so nervous. I didn't think nothing in my mind, so I just tried to do my best. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations. Let's send it upstairs, Gary.
I'm laughing because, first of all, congratulations that he won that with a home run, and after Larry Doby, the great Hall of Famer and the first African-American in the American League after Jackie Robinson had broken the color barrier in the National. But the Red Sox-Yankee thing is never far away, is it? The fans were booing this poor kid who came in here and hit a home run playing in a Futures game because he was affiliated with the Red Sox.
His picture went up on the board here and the Boston logo on the hat, and they just started letting him have it even before they asked him a single question. But you know, listen, he had a couple good at-bats, took a fastball inside, drove it out for the home run, then hit a breaking ball, flared in left field, so picked up a couple of hits, got a couple of RBIs, and now the World Team's won 3 of the last 4 of this All-Star Futures game.
Yeah, and that, again, emphasizes what we talked about and what Davey Johnson talked with us about before the game. The caliber of baseball around the world is just increasing as more and more kids are playing the game, and it becomes more and more difficult for the U.S. to compete. I mean, it's tougher to put a team out there to beat world teams.
And we're going to see it in the Olympics where the Japanese teams are letting their 2 best players go to put together their national team. And we saw it in the World Baseball Classic. We see it here as well. So certainly baseball is going all around the world. It's become an international game. And now it's time for the U.S. to start to continue to build up so we can compete internationally.
All right. Well, the Future Stars have had their day, and World won at 3-0. Next on ESPN2, it's the World's Strongest Man. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, along with Steve Phillips, Aaron Andrews, Peter Gammons, and our guests, who we thank very much for joining us. I'm Gary Thorne. We bid you adieu from Yankee Stadium, but there'll be a lot more to come, a lot more coverage of the All-Star festivities from New York coming up on the ESPN family of television networks. From Yankee Stadium, thanks for joining us, everybody. World wins it 3-0.